Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Minnesota RØKKR co-stream. I am Ashley, aka MiDNiTE, back here. I got IKON back. You went on spring break last week, so you missed the last couple matches for the co-stream. So welcome back. Great to see you back. And man, you missed some crazy matches. It's kind of weird. I was kind of like, maybe he should leave again so we could get into winner's bracket real quick. No, but how was it? And then what'd you think of just the matches, last week? Were you able to watch them? Did you hear about them?
Yeah, I did watch them. I actually didn't get to really analyze them and break them down until I made it back. I came back 2 days ago now. But yeah, I left and Minnesota just had two really weird, heartbreaking losses to Florida and Paris, and it was not looking good. Seemed like there was no shot whatsoever that Minnesota could get into the winner's bracket. And then I'm in Florida at Disney, and I see that they get a 3-0 over Optic, and I'm like, what the heck? And they come back, get a 3-2 over Dallas, and now all of a sudden, all Minnesota has to do is get a dub today, and they're in the winner's bracket. And not only maybe 7-8 days ago, it seemed like it would be absolutely impossible for that to happen. So here we are. It's a total different story. I'm just hoping I'm not bad luck. Hopefully get a dub today against Seattle, and it's not all on me.
We'll find out today. I'll either be super stoked or super upset with you within an hour or two.
Right?
So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, you said it. It's kind of crazy. Started off really rough this stage. We went 0-6 in map count versus Paris and Florida. So that's a tough break. But then we come right back against I would argue the two hardest teams in our group for sure, in Dallas and Optic Chicago, and boom, got those dubs. We're all 2-2. You can see on the screen now. There's going to be some crazy tiebreakers happening. No matter what happens, there's going to be some crazy tiebreakers going on. So if you guys don't know, the format for what's happening right now in these stage 2, we're in stage 2 right now. So all the group play that's happening right now implicates seeding for the major. The major is going to be happening next week. I'm very excited. And what you want to do is get in the top 3 of your group, and the best seed or the better seed that you get, the better placement in the bracket you get a bot, all that great stuff. And you have the ability to lose if you end up in the winner's bracket. So if you lose a match, you just drop down to the lower bracket and you're still alive. But if you start in loser's bracket, you can't lose at all at the major, otherwise you go home. And we don't want that. We were in that position last stage, don't want to be there again. So our destiny's in our hands today, right? We get a win versus Seattle Surge here, and we will be cooling it up in the winner's bracket. But talk a little bit about Surge, because not only has RØKKR shown a really kind of they hit him with the Uno reverse. Okay, we came back, we won 2, but Seattle Surge has been looking a lot better as of late as well. What do you attribute that to, and are you a little nervous going into this matchup for them versus RØKKR?
I wouldn't say that I'm nervous. They 1,000% look better than they did early. And the biggest thing when it comes to Seattle is that basically all year we've been talking about, are they going to get the production that they need out of their SMGs? And I feel like that's finally starting to happen. In their last match, not the last match because that was against Optic and they got 3-0'd. But against Paris, Pristini came out, had a 1.23 across the series. And also in that matchup, Gunless had a 1.6. Gunless has been their best player throughout the entirety of the year. But like I said just a few moments ago, it all comes down to their SMG play, which is why I think going into this matchup, this is a really big showcase here for Standy, because him and Pristini, they both kind of play that same role really quick. If you get control of a hard point, they're that player that pushes forward and really tries to put pressure on the enemy as they're coming out of their base, trying to get back to a hard point or to a control point. So for me, the biggest thing to watch in this one is Looney's been playing pretty well. I don't think he's been playing as well as Attach, but what happens with Pristini, right? If Seattle gets control of a hard point and Pristini pushes forward and he's able to get, 1 or 2 on Minnesota as they're coming out off of spawn, or if that goes the exact same way, but just vice versa, Minnesota gets control of a hard point, Standy comes out, is able to get a 2 or 3 piece, as that's really going to be the biggest difference. So I think it's a really big match for Standy, and it's a really big match for Priesta too, because like I said, Gunless has been their best player. So how is that second AR matchup going to go between Gunless and Priesta? I'm excited to watch. There's so many storylines. It's really big spots for both Standy and Priesta. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. I like the roll by roll kind of breakdown there. You've got Gunless, the wild flex over on Seattle. Priest getting to fit into that flex role now, as Major Maniac got moved to the bench. So Priest is able to kind of get cozy, get in his zone. So it's going to it's going to be the Gunless versus Priestess show. And then, the subs versus sub role, right? You got Pristini and Looney, the subs for Seattle, going up against Attach and Standy. I mean, listen, I'm obviously very biased, but I'm going to take our boys there. I feel like Pristini has played a lot better recently. Like, that's been really good. He's definitely like the pace pusher, the entry guy for Seattle. So he has to play well in order for that team to do well. And he has been, but I don't know, man. It's going to be dicey. It's hard to say either way. I either come in really confident or really scared to the match, and I don't even really know how to feel about this one. Like, I feel pretty confident, obviously, after the last two matches, but Seattle's looking a lot better as well. And then, I mean, I know you said, Gunless has been the standout for Seattle, and I definitely agree, but you can't forget Octane is on that team, which is terrifying. He is a terrifying main AR, and I'm hoping accuracy can come up clutch for us today as well. It's going to take a full team effort to make sure that we get in the winners bracket and beat Seattle. So what happens if we lose? We probably won't, knock on wood, but here's the scenarios. If we win, we are going to get in the winners bracket. We could possibly even place first in our group if we win and Chicago beats Dallas on Sunday night. Listen, y'all know Optic's my second favorite team. I was part of that team for 9 years. I'm a big Optic fan this weekend. Let's go, boys. Come on, you can do it. If Minnesota, Dallas, and Paris win, it will be Dallas first, Minnesota second, and then who knows what would be 3. And then if we lose, we cry, quoting Brett Diamond. Thank you, Brett Diamond, for the scenarios there. Yes, I will cry if we lose. Now, I mean, listen, I feel confident, even if the guys end up in the losers bracket. I mean, they've shown great strides, great improvement. So I think, I feel a lot better about this losers bracket run this time than I did in stage 1. However, we have the opportunity right now. We have our destiny in our hands. We could definitely do this. We could take out Seattle and get in that cozy winner spot. That'd be really nice. So anyway, let's take a look at the maps, the vetoes, everything that kind of happened to lead us to what we're about to watch. The maps are going to be versus Seattle Surge, Hardpoint on Raid, woo, favorite map of all time, and mode. Search and Destroy Express. What year is it, dude? 2013, my lord. Control on Raid. Love it. We've been pretty good at that map recently. Hardpoint Garrison. I don't know how I feel about her. And then Search and Destroy on Miami, which, golly, I hope we don't go to map 5. Who knows? Who knows how that's going to go. And then, to take a look at that map set icon, what's your impression? Like, is this a great pull for RØKKR, a great pull for Seattle? Do you have any record intel for either of the teams?
Yeah, so first of all, I looked at all the records and whatnot, and of course you can look at records, but it is an entirely different roster, so that's kind of hard to do. Like, sure, it still applies, but maybe not so much as it would have if we were looking at these, 7 or 8 days ago. But when I do look at these maps overall, the biggest thing that stood out to me is that there isn't a single map here that Seattle has a record above 500 on. So they don't have a positive record on any of these maps. And I think that's kind of big. Like, for example, the Garrison Hardpoint, Minnesota, so that's map 4 if it potentially goes that far. Minnesota has an 0-3 record, so that looks terrible. But Seattle has a 0-0 record. So that's almost been like an insta veto for them the entire season. They haven't even played it yet. So even though a map like that, where it looks like, man, this is a really terrible map for Minnesota, it's probably not a great map for Seattle either. There's probably a reason why they haven't played it. But Control on Raid, you have to love that pick. I'm a little bit curious why Seattle banned Checkmate. I know that Seattle's 0-1 on Checkmate, but Minnesota's also 0-1 on Checkmate. Maybe they just don't have a ton of confidence there. But if I'm Seattle, I just don't want to play Minnesota on Raid. It's a map that Minnesota's 5-2 on. They play really well on. Even the old roster, they played really well on Raid Control. So a little bit interesting there. But Hardpoint, both teams are 2-3. So Hardpoint on Raid, that very first map, it's going to be super important. I think Minnesota can come out and go up 1-0. We all know that, they play really well in Search and Destroy. And with that map 3 being Raid Control, if they can come out and win that first Hardpoint, I don't want to say you have a win locked up on map 3, but it's pretty close. So map 1's super important. I think map 3 is a great pick, and we'll see what happens with the S&D on the second map.
Yeah, it's kind of been a running narrative all year for us or all season so far of, we got to come out better in those hard points because our records in the searches and the controls, they're not bad. We've taken it to really good teams. We've beat really good teams on those modes. But if we can just improve our hard point, even just a little bit every day, just a little bit better each time we have a showing, that will say a lot. So yeah, I mean, we talk about it all the time, but coming out and winning this hard point right off the rip would be massive. It does a lot for the confidence, and it probably does a lot for the confidence for the enemy team as well. So, whew, let's go, boys. The boys are on screen, so I'll let us get into it. I'm going to have you guys put your predictions in the chat. Would love to see what you guys are going to predict. I can't remember what I predicted on the podcast, so we'll just see how it goes. We'll throw it to the main CDL stream, and we'll be back after map number 1.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. That's exactly right. No, I was talking to Alex, who works in our league ops side, and he basically said this is the craziest groups in any title he's ever worked on, which he's been working at league ops for like 7 years. So that's pretty crazy to hear. But let's meet our squads. We're going to start things off with Minnesota RØKKR.
RØKKR certainly come to play.
They can't stop it. They can't stop the kids. They can't stop it.
Whoa, Breester, disgusting. Accuracy's there, nice kill. Bang! 200 IQ, 10 out of 10 play. Oh my word! Attach is going to save the day. RØKKR, our kings of the north.
The new look squad, Joe, they've been frying. Standy is in. They're finding success. Obviously, still some work to do in the hard points, but they're finding W's. They beat Optic. They beat Empire. They're rolling.
Yeah, I mean, that's really it. 2-0 against two of the best teams in the league right now. And, these guys, they started 0-2. They made that roster change. They're trying to get in a winner's bracket, going into stage 2. And it was difficult for them. You got to think the first week as a squad, and you got to play those two teams. They're able to go 2-0. But all 4 players with big moments last week.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Another team kind of on the surge, on the rise, as they've been making plays and starting to find their footing despite not making the roster change. It is the surge. Let's check out the roster.
Lord, son! Finds himself another one! Pristini looking dangerous. He's just ripping! Entirety of the Guerrillas, wow!
Aggressive is always Diamond Con, head ripped off. Looking to find a few more, but Gunners absolutely rips his way through the 3 of them.
249, Seattle won! So, Joe, they don't make a change. They stick it out. And, they've been finding some improvements. Pristini seems to be a new player between stage 1 and stage 2, and it's been awesome to see them find a groove.
Yeah, I think at the end of stage 1, Seattle Surge, they started to make improvements, and I think you saw signs of it. And all 4 of these guys are veterans. They know what it takes to win. They've all been previous champions, so they stick it out. They saw their potential the last couple of weeks throughout stage 2. We've seen them starting to get a groove a little bit more. I think the Krieg meta has helped them out. But yeah, I think the big thing for me is absolutely Pristini.
Yeah, this is it's going to be fun to watch, but I want to look at this real quick. It's Group B standings. It gets really insane, especially with the Paris win. And I think I confused some people with my tweet just about the implications for Optic, because a Minnesota win here guarantees Optic are in a winner's bracket spot, so they're in the top 3. But some fans might be rooting for a Surge win, because then it comes down to that Empire match. But what's so crazy about it for Optic there is what you win, you get first, you lose, you get 6th, or something insane like that. Like, the swing is nuts. So I guess it depends on what you're looking for. But yeah, every match, every map, so crucial right now, Joe.
Yeah, they are. And then we're going to take a look at our maps and modes and really how this one played out. You and I were kind of talking about it. There's some weird ones. I think for Seattle, you see Control Raid 0-4 on that one, but we did see them go to around 5. It feels like one that they're comfortable with, but that's Minnesota's. They're 5-2. That's their best control map. They beat Dallas. They beat Optic on it. So kind of scratching your head there. You look at Hardpoint Garrison, the first time Seattle's playing that Hardpoint in map 4. Minnesota is 0-3 on their record, but it's a new roster. They haven't played that map with Standy yet.
So that's what I got to think, right? I mean, you're only going there because you feel a little bit more confident with the new guy in the squad, right?
100%. Yeah, I think, yeah, they're trying to find a little bit more of a groove in hardpoint, trying to switch it up. But one hardpoint that has been great for them has been raid hardpoint. This has been where Seattle has had some really tough games where they've looked solid. Minnesota 2-3 on this map in the Surge. They just lost the optic on it, but it was about, what, a 25-point game.
Yeah, no, it was a nail biter for sure. But Pristini has been so hot in stage 2. We start off with him, but the newcomer Standy there to take him down. Is Standy soaring on through with the movement, takes down a second and gets some comfortable position inside of the point for RØKKR. We'll see how much time they can accrue here off the opening, but they've got mid lockdown, a player in the hard point, one watching poolside as well, in a good position here early.
Yeah, and I think they thought that there was going to be a big mid and water push there, but Seattle Surge, they just sent 3 up driveway. They're fighting for hill control, but he is on a bit of a spree, so maybe thinking about streaks, we know how strong they can be on this map. Accuracy, lock it down top. Laundry, attach is going to fly in, and when you and I were discussing sort of Minnesota RØKKR and Standy, I mean, it's all about his pacing. I think you look at the Chicago series, you know, he had a ridiculous series. Dallas Empire, the respawns, it was a little bit more human, but you can tell how much more of a, you know, how much more of a team they play just with his presence.
Well, it's accuracy right now on 6 in a row, just trying to play his life, building towards streaks, but Pristini able to hunt him down. Now we'll shift focus over towards kitchen, and they've got a comfortable setup because we saw a couple times when we've casted recently, like teams putting so much emphasis on the back spawns, getting broken from the front because they're focused so much on that backside, but they had a little bit of a cushion and breathing room here on rotation.
Well, yeah, right. Accuracy gets a couple of kills at the end of the ring, so that spawns Seattle all the way out. Looney, the route man on the Surge, trying to make a play towards the back. The nade does connect on the Priesta. He's waiting for Pristini, though. There is the pinch from inside of money and the backside gunless. They're going to get the break, but it's with 20 seconds. So I think you say, okay, if you are Minnesota RØKKR, but look at Octane. He started off 0-5, just finds his first kill. And Pristini on a 5 spree now. We've had a couple of players on 5 or 6 sprees. Can he connect with that spree and earn those streaks? Octane on that rotation. His first 2 kills of the game, but they're big ones. Going to allow them to lock down Garage. There's the 3rd.
Yeah, those are massive kills. He gets 3, and they all spawn out basically across the map. So massive stuff there from Octane is to try to rally back and maybe get a lead change here. There's one player through on the flank as well through mid. I think that's Looney, but he's going to get caught. But the teammates inside of the hard point were able to pick up the kills, and if anything, Looney may have helped stagger or slow down that rotation a little bit from RØKKR. But look at this streak right now out of Pristini. It was 7 in a row for him. He does get the artillery. RØKKR ultimately get through, but you got some good time at the start of the point. You get a streak behind it. You're feeling all right if you're Surge. Yeah,
and the break comes in with about 25 seconds. We're going to Basketball Hill, and I think this is where, you know, probably the biggest money hill of raid has come. It is very difficult to break. We'll see how Minnesota wants to opt about this. It looks like they're going to try and get control of kitchen, and really that's the first point you have to try and take control, because if you have players inside of money, they just cut you off from the spawn. The players can rotate inside a cut, and that's going to be 3 dead as Gunless and Pristini lock down the kitchen. And look at that spawn so far back towards Garage, and there you see Pristini, he's rotating back and forth. He's looking out the money window. He's now helping kitchen. We're already 15 seconds off this hill, Maeve, and they have not gotten close.
Yeah, I mean, you might get a lead change here, and you've got Looney at 1-7 and double negative for Octane. I think you're feeling all right. But for the RØKKR side right now, you have the lead. You're desperately looking for your 3rd win in a row here since the change. And I think we talk a lot about team changes and the impact on pacing and gameplay, but I imagine it's a tricky thing too, just from a communication side, to get that new guy in the mix. I'm curious to kind of hear them talk through things. Let's go to an Astro, listen in with Minnesota RØKKR.
Eddie. I just want to know. In the room, two old. Last two old. One more close.
I'm holding green right now.
I'm gonna get.
I think one's out on me. Out on me?
One on me. It's a kitchen. I'll help you. Kitchen. I'm staying down.
I'm picking up your water. Yo, force some kitchen spawns.
Laundry.
I have water.
Oh, no, kitchen. I'm staying down.
Don't get shot from pillars.
One in the pillars.
Don't get shot from water.
I'll let you kitchen. Same drink. I have kitchen.
Close kitchen.
One drink. More kitchen. Artillery. One drink. Top.
Yeah, I'm pitching kitchen.
Kitchen, top ring. Go for it.
Alright, we have 2 down. I'm
looking top ring.
Neho?
I don't see him top ring. He's pillars in top ring. Pillars in top ring.
On
top ring.
Nice. Top ring.
Top ring. Gunless is top ring. I'll get the kid ring. I'll get the kid ring. Still ring. Ring dead. Nice. Big one on hill. There's one basketball. I'm gonna help time.
I'm helping you. They're gonna be your water.
I'm gonna try and get your water.
Yeah, I'm gonna push up.
I'm trying to get your water. I have laundry.
On hill, Preston, weak.
I have your water. I'm holding laundry, guys.
Water, Octane. One shot.
Back kitchen Danny. Kitchen Danny.
Octane dead.
Nice. Kitchen Danny dead.
Okay, they can
One
get
more back. Gunless.
Where did he go? Where did he go?
Laundry.
I can kill Gunless. I can kill Gunless.
Driveway to new. And one
spawn
jump.
pool,
And goes back laundry.
Gunless is the laundry.
Okay.
Yeah, working on the back. I'm working on the back with you.
I don't see him zig. I'm coming to the back with you guys. Is he on the heady?
Take your time, mid.
Heady
I'm nading heady.
I needed it too.
Close left.
Well, Joe, we're about halfway through this game, and outside of Looney obviously not having an ideal start, is there anything from either team do you think really needs to turn around here if they're going to get going?
I mean, I think just both teams sort of trading blows back and forth. This is what we typically see on Raid, right? Just locking down those key rotations. I think Seattle Surge has done a wonderful job on this ring hill throughout this second rotation. I mean, there was Gunless and Octane just making sure they had top statue control, pushing out RØKKR. I thought there was a moment there where RØKKR could take down Gunless, maybe get back laundry spawns and really blow the lead wide open. But Gunless and Octane with those Krigs, locking things down, giving them a majority of the time. And as you said, a slow start from Looney throughout this map, but they are in the lead. What does it matter?
Well, Looney, I think, went like 4-1 or 4-2 over that last stretch. And yeah, Octane just taking faces there as the beams were absolutely on point. But it's 3 kills in a row there for RØKKR. Priestess is still trying to lock down the back, but Pristini might get an opener. Now, they've got the back spawns, but no real front control outside of Gunless, who's trying to make a play. Gunless should be able to turn some heads, and you've got a great chance for a collapse here from Surge.
Yeah, Priestess spawns up, takes him down, but here comes the push. 3 players in, Looney just trying to finesse, trying to play his life, using that pillar so well. Accuracy is going to be the last player at the front of the hill. Pristini on another 4 spree, up to 21-13. And this guy, I mean, we've watched him for years now. He's been inconsistent. We've seen him days where he's looked like the best player in the world, other days where he's looked like the worst player in the league, right? But, I mean, Pristini throughout this stage has been so good for them in hardpoint, and he's continue it here. 21-14, make it 22.
Yeah, we weren't on his POV, and I just kept waiting for him to get traded through the back door, and he just got a kill. And then he got another kill. And then he got another kill. No one's going to trade this, apparently. Just Pristini. A genie. Bit of magic there in the back to keep them going. He's up to 22-14 now and on the hunt. Well, not gonna keep hunting there. As Attach will find the kill. Now it's Looney inside. He will drop as well. Dandy getting some damage in, but good job just valuing his life. He's got kind of a 2-on-2 at the point now as the rest of the troops try to rally across. They'll be contested until someone can get in position. And 2 players trying to push through Zig, I think, are a little bit worried somebody might be hitting a cut through the flank, but everybody just kind of grouped up outside, battling for the contest. As the onslaught continues.
Nobody from Seattle's been able to push this. I mean, Attach and Standy just locked that contest down for so long. I think when you have those close water spawns, you're hoping to get a majority of this time. But RØKKR, they push through the gym. They're able to just use that blue van, just contest time and time again, even with those close spawns. RØKKR not able to convert it into time. Now on this rotation of basketball, the scrap time is going Surge's way, but you do have Gunless with the Krig on the court, but he's getting pinched right now. Priest is going to be coming behind him. Accuracy and Priest to find those kills. Octane, he's the last one up. He's going to wait for his teammates in. Well, Standy spawns right next to him. He's not going to expect that.
No, he did not expect that at all. He thinks he's deep and he's got the position, but Standy spawns like 10 feet from him. And now, look at the breathing room. You've got Accuracy all the way pushed out mid-map. Nice trade there from Attach. Standy threw on the crossfire as well, and they've been able to enjoy a lot of uncontested time here as Priesta wins one by the hard point. Now Attach, he's on 3 in a row. Standy, 2 for him as he continues to control this mid-map area. Pristini, nice gunfight win, but the trades again on point is Attach now. Gets out to 5 in a row, picks up both players through that pull cross. And they're just 35 points away from taking this map 1, and it has not been easy to find hardpoint victories if you're RØKKR.
No, it has not. But I love that they go for the map positioning there. Attach was on 5. If he's able, there was a player that spotted him, Z. He's able to get to that driveway. He would have found 2 more. Maybe he got some streaks. But Seattle Surge, they come off a spawn with about 10 seconds left at basketball. They're able to get into their setup now. Accuracy is going on a very wide pinch around Zig. He's able to win that with the 74U. 2 players alive now. Pristini knows that the pinch is coming through, and they take their time. They get their break. It is going to be another nail-biting end here on Raid Hardpoint.
Yeah, and you can see how difficult it is when you lose a fight on one side of it. Just Pristini like scrambling around, knows he's about to get pinched from every which way, but look at the kills coming through for Surge. They find everybody on the map. Everyone spawns out garage side for RØKKR. 31 points needed for Surge, 16 needed for RØKKR to close out this map 1. But yeah, the long routes you saw from either side.
Yeah, Looney, he shifts over. He knows it's going to come down to ring. Attach Standy. They're going to go all the way through pool. Standy tried taking a bit of a shortcut up towards the stairs. Do they expect Attach? Attach is able to find one. Accuracy with another. It's down to a 1v1 on the hill. Priesta takes down 2. The spawns, though, very close back. Laundry, Looney floods on in. We're at a tied game, but Seattle with control.
Seattle looking to close it out here. They're in. The pinch, the collapse now coming in from RØKKR. They've got to Surge on forward as Surge continue to try and hold. Standy looking to be the playmaker, but all of his teammates drop. Those might be the kills to close it out. And with the deep spawn out, Surge bring it back. And Surge take the map 1, 250, 235, and a fantastic kickoff to this best of 5.
Just so back and forth, so many little scenarios. Here was that great play from Pristini inside a kitchen, which, well, it ended up leading to that streak in artillery. Wasn't the best artillery, but it doesn't matter. Looney didn't have the best game, doesn't matter. They clutched up when they needed to. They won certain rotations. And man, that break. I thought RØKKR had it. When you go to that P5, that last hill, when accuracy goes all the way through pool towards Zig, and they get that break. But right after that moment, it was a 3-down scenario in Seattle Surge. They get the break, they rotate the ring, they have the early position at Laundry. Beautifully done by them.
Yeah, and as important as those key moments were late, and you know, we always focus on the clutch moments, but I just think the fact that it was so close early when you had Octane double negative and Looney was 2-11, like the fact they were, you know, down 20, 30 points throughout that stretch really is what gave them a chance late. But stats-wise, Octane, Gunless putting in the damage, 5,000 plus from either of them. The damage dealers doing it there. That's why you got Octane and Gunless paired up, right, to do that superstar work.
Absolutely, and then 31 kills from Pristini, but Octane and Gunless, it just feels like ever since we've had the Craig meta really come into play, they have been performing at a much higher level. They seem...
Oh man, IKON, certainly not the result we wanted there, but that was a really close hard point on Raid. I mean, there's so many punches back and forth, so many, you know, rotations by each team, breaks. What did you kind of notice there from RØKKR specifically on the Raid hardpoint?
First of all, it was a super close map. So you could literally point to 50 different things that happened. A couple things that I really noticed is that first rotation over towards Garage, that P3 hardpoint, Octane went massive and got 3 kills to win Seattle that initial break. If he doesn't win that, they don't get all of that initial time inside of P3, and that's easily enough to cover the difference. But towards the end there, I get that Attach was being pretty aggressive at the start of P5, that second set of rotations, pushed up into Zigzag where he ended up going down. If he gets a kill or 2 there, that's probably the map. So I get what he was trying to do. He was just trying to be aggressive. And if he makes a play or 2, that's it. But since he went down, now you don't have the numbers inside of P5. You don't have the numbers to cover the push through Zig, the push through Ring. So he just lost control there towards the end. And then as it went over towards P1, it's just who's going to make more plays. And Seattle ended up making the plays. So it's just one of those maps where you could look at 30, 40 different things where if one or, you know, if it just goes different, 1 kill, win the rotation, lose the rotation, Pristini gets a 3-piece inside of money. I mean, it's just, there's so many things that you can point to. But now we look ahead, as has been the story many times throughout the season for Minnesota, win 2-3-5, win the Surge, come back. This is that map 3, that control on Raid is it's probably Minnesota's best map overall. So just look ahead, win 2 and 3, go up 2-1.
Yeah, I think it's definitely possible. There was an insane amount of influential plays made out of Octane and Persini there on that map in particular, like you mentioned. I think even yeah, pretty much everyone on Surge except for Looney played great, and it's tough when you see someone else on the other team struggling that badly. You're outslaying, but you still end up taking the L. That's just tough seeing. So hats off to them. But yeah, I mean, we've been here before many times this year, and you know we've taken control of a series like this before, so let's see what they can do on Search and Destroy Express. Last time they played this versus Dallas, they were hitting A lockers and just planting that thing so quick. I'd love to see if that's still going to be the strat this time. We'll drop you guys into the Search now, and we'll be back after the Express.
Control. They're 2-8 in control this season. Both wins, though, were on Garrison. What are we seeing here today? It's Raid. They're 0-4. What adjustments can they make? Look out for Octane in Search and Destroy. When they are winning, he is putting up a 1.81, and their loss is a 0.96. That is a huge difference. And then Pristini. Just look at the difference maker, you know, from stage 1 versus stage 2. I know we've talked about it a lot on broadcast, but those numbers, man, they are just so improved. He is in his zone.
Yeah, especially, I mean, the S&D is pretty similar, but the respawns, right? And the hard point specifically, it's just been
did it again.
Yeah, it's been so much better. He has just been frying, and it's great to see. A guy that sometimes gets down on himself maybe a little bit too much. It's cool to see him finding a groove here with the squad. But now to RØKKR. Joe, take me through the keys to victory.
Yeah, great improvements with Standy, but their hard point needs to be better. They lost both last series, and right there, you're down 0-1 to start it. I know you've been a great 2, 3, and 5 team, but the hard point just needs to improve. However, RØKKR second in the league in S&D defensive rounds. I think they can use that along with their sort of deep map pool to really frustrate the Seattle Surge side. Maybe you can make Octane uncomfortable, and don't forget about his attach. I mean, he was their best player in stage 1. I know we've talked a lot about Standy, a lot about Freesta and what they've done, you know, to really make this team better throughout stage 2. But attach has been there, the rock for RØKKR. He's been so consistent for him.
Yeah, and to the search that you had there, I mean, they're second just overall now, right? I mean, they're hunting for that #1 spot after the two search losses for FaZe. RØKKR might be darn close to being our top search team when it's all said and done as we get ready to head into that major #2. But Seattle Surge this season going to kind of go through just a breakdown of stage 1 to stage 2. And you talked about Pristini, but some other guys stepping up as well, Joe.
Yeah, I think the Krieg helps Octane out a lot. It just feels like a more natural AR. Gunless as well, but the key thing about Gunless, and you know, if we do see Garrison later on, he's been sort of the one flex player of the second AR that pulls out a third 74U. When we've watched them win that Garrison control, he's pulled out that third submachine gun. So the guy can get aggressive. He can do it with any weapon. That's what makes him so special.
Yeah, and I know this doesn't always hold true, but I feel like for the most part in Call of Duty titles over the year, you get closer and closer to a 3-sub meta. The pace of the game picks up. People learn their spots better. It's just that the game gets faster and faster as people get better at it. And we'll see it. I mean, that could be huge for them. If he's one of the better flexes with a sub in his hand, that could be massive for them as we get deeper into the year. But yeah, I think we all know the playmaking ability that Gunless has when he's in form.
Yeah, I mean, he can take over maps with any weapon in any mode, and you know, he's a great communicator on top of that. We heard in their last series versus Optic when we went to the list, and it was him like, hey, let's slow down, let's make a team push. He's making sure that they are focused on what they need to do. They win that map 1. Now, can they beat Minnesota RØKKR in a Search and Destroy? We're headed to Express. Seattle 0-1, the RØKKR 1-1. See who comes out on top.
Yeah, it's been cool to see teams get, you know, reps on Apocalypse and Express and these new maps sort of added in. We've seen some teams that look a little clueless at times, just trying to kind of find their spots and how they want to play stuff. But, well, right to Pristini we go, and he is just flying on forward. A first blood, but not much of one, as the trade was there instantly. And then Surge, they do follow it up with a second. So they'll take this 3-2 edge. Bomb, though, in the hands of RØKKR and Attach. They've got the B site wide open. We'll see if they can clutch up in this 2 versus 3, Joe.
Just about the numbers game, but accuracy, he's going to even things out into the 2v2. Gunless just wants to play for info there. He wants to watch the cat push through, doesn't expect accuracy to hit those shots, and he does. So you're into a 2v2, and that changes things dramatically for Seattle Surge. 30 seconds on the bomb. Here comes the push. Octane, Looney, now towards that take-a booth. 7.5 to defuse. Semtesh just to check if they're on that bomb.
There's eyes on one. Bit of information. Accuracy is trying to play his life. The catch, though, going to get dropped. Looney finds the other kill, and what a retake. It is there in the 2v2 from Surge, and we've seen it at times. Well, I guess a lot of the ones we casted our last Guerrillas match were like 1v2s, and they look so hard when you're trying to retake that site, but they make the 2v2 look rather easy. I have a question for you. Like, what? I think anyone would say RØKKR, you know, for the most part, is the better Surge team in this matchup. You know, from your experience, is there like anything you can do to change things up when you're the underdog and Search and Destroy? How can you really catch your opponent off guard?
Well, I obviously, you know, it's a lot of film. It's a lot of sort of what adjustments did they make that maybe we can really focus on. And I think for the Seattle Surge, they have good enough Surge players on their team. They know what is going wrong for them. It's just, I think the communication in those sort of small engagement scenarios that they have to be better at. And so far throughout this game, Looney with 3 kills, they're already up 1-0. They have a 4 versus 2. There's where that VOD work may come into play.
Well, Pristini's just like, I'm just going to sprint up the mid hallway, and I'm going to take the first gunfight I'm going to get. I mean, he's found the first blood in both rounds. That time it's not traded. Attached now to a 1 versus 3. Not a ton of time to work with whatsoever. He's got to get going. Pristini's going to be the one working this side of the map, and Attach might get a freebie. I'm just going to 10 on the timing of it. He will leak through. There's the first pick. 15 seconds to go. That's 7.5 to defuse. Nothing he can do. There's still 2 players around. Not going to be able to stick it.
Yeah, nothing to do. And kind of on top of that, what you said with Pristini finding 2 first bloods, one thing that may sort of throw off a good Surge team because they play so, I don't know, around methodically
yeah.
is chaos, right? Just sort of random hits. And can they catch you? Or if you take those random hits, does Pristini win the one-on-one every single time? If he's not, then that obviously really hurts Seattle Surge and RØKKR. They're going to use their numbers advantage to win the round. But he's finding those opening picks.
Can we start with Pristini? I just want to see if he goes straight up the gut again. I mean, he's just sprinting up mid-map and taking the first fight on the opposite side. Okay, so a little bit different here. I thought maybe he'd mix it up because he did it on offense and defense. The different this time is they'll head over towards B. Pretty heavy stack here, and RØKKR will be on the opposite side of the map. The guy watching kind of the push through in the flank will be Accuracy, playing so deep on that left side of the mini-map.
You saw Accuracy. He just throws a stun. All that is info, right? That's okay. There's pressure at B. Go A. You can probably put the trophy down. There's not going to be a lot of pressure over there. Because when you hit that stun, I mean, there just has to be multiple players. That's the only time the defense is really in that area. But yeah, Accuracy is all the way back, attached with the first blood, and gets away with his life. Seattle Surge, they tried to get into a spot when they rotated on over. They didn't want the bomb to go down. Now you're going to try and get aggressive if you're Surge. Try to stop that plant.
You catch somebody trying to get it down. Not going to happen. Priesta takes the one-on-one. Pristini gets dropped. Gunless there, though. Through for the trade. Now Gunless and Octane will try and pull off this 2v3. Standy now going to work to get the plant down. Going to make this round even more difficult for Surge, assuming they don't get an early pick.
All Octane up top. Maybe he's spotted attached, but not going to happen. Gunless is going all the way through. They're trying Mantle on top. They're going to give him anything. He does spot attachment, misses the jump, and that's going to hurt his time. They're going to hear this. Accuracy, he's ready for it, weakens him up. Standing inside, what is going on? They both lose 1v1s.
Okay, suddenly it's all going to be on Accuracy, 1v2. Gunless is on the bomb. Accuracy's got to get there. He gets the angle to a 1v1. 10 seconds to go. Not enough time. Accuracy able to come up clutch when it feels like everything was unraveling for RØKKR. Yeah, I thought they were out of it. Then the round got flipped on its head.
Well, I don't know what Sandy's doing middle train. Accuracy's giving that call out. You got to react to that. I don't know. It just Mantle's in the window. It doesn't look at him. But there you can see the sort of advantage of getting the bomb down at here. Even in the 1 versus 2 with the time, Accuracy, he just had to catch the right angle. You know, Octane's watching over his teammate. He's hoping he picked the right one, but you have to check up top. You have to check little lockers, top train, low train. The time was on Accuracy's side. But, man, does that get close.
Yeah, I think you said it perfectly. What is going on here? Yeah. Well, we got a lot of presence here. at B. Just right in a ticket booth goes one. Standy then there with the peek, able to take one down. Pristini, though, he went right into the booth. A team kill, though. Looney actually is going to get the headshot onto his teammate. Makes things a little bit easier. The melee leads to the kill then for Standy, and suddenly poor Sam LaRue just marching down the train tracks. Good luck. Well, I thought he had a kill. He did not have a kill.
That could be what we call hidden camera at times. Maybe on a arcade screen, he's not really aiming at him, but I think he was ready for it.
Yeah, it looked like he's like looking the other direction than he is.
And I think this was the team kill. Standys does a great job finessing his life, and Looney's trying to help him. Looney just wants to put a bullet into him and not his teammate. So maybe Pristini can try and turn or at least keep him alive. But they line up. RØKKR, fight on back.
Yeah, just unfortunate. In that regard, it'll be all even, 2-2. This is 2 in a row now for RØKKR. We've seen pretty good variety on offense and defense from both sides. Those like quick hits from Surge we haven't seen from Pristini the last couple of rounds. Gunless, though, again with the melee.
Well, that stun doesn't hit.
Making the play.
That stun over A-bomb doesn't hit on Gunless or Looney. And I think they're hoping it does because, again, it's just an information check. Is there any presence here? They're not ready for 2 players to be up top. Accuracy trying to make a play on the flank, but we're into a 2v4. That stun connects. It could be a totally different round.
Yeah, it's we don't talk a ton about like utility from a, I guess, tactical or lethal standpoint and respawns as much, but yeah, a misplaced one and a search can cost you a round.
Yeah, I mean, if that hits, they might just turn around. They might just go to B and maybe play a 4v4 sort of plant scenario. But they try to get up top in that control room, and Seattle Surge is already there. Attached left in a 1v4. Bomb is down in possibly the worst place it could be, and he's going to run into Pristini.
Yeah, that unraveled quickly. But Surge, they kind of stopped the bleeding after losing back-to-back rounds. One more shot at Pristini there with the final kill. I know he wants to hit it again. I know he wants to hit it. 6-2, though, from Pristini. And yeah, the one stat line where he hadn't really improved much, at least from stage 1 to stage 2, was the Surge. Pretty similar, but oh, he's hitting it. He's hitting it. I knew he wanted to get back to it. It had been too long. The person on the other side will be Priesta. Priesta, though, ready this time around. He's going to have to back down, and Priesta actually picks up Octane.
And that's what happens when they're ready for the aggression, right? Priesta just gets into a position with the Krig, and inside middle of the train, they're able to take down Gunless. So maybe makes a couple of adjustments, play more of like a default where they're pretty spread out, but because they win their initial gunfights, now they're in a 4 versus 2. They have the numbers.
They're probably thinking what I was. I knew he wanted to hit it.
Yeah, it was working, right?
Well, Pristini got out of harm's way the last time around, but Priesta, guess what? He's still there, just hanging out by the trash can, lining them up. Big round from Priesta as they look to even this up at 3-3. Looney's got the bomb. That's one saving grace, but he's
I'll tell you
1
what, if
versus
Looney
4.
was playing Blitz, this would be a score, but we aren't. We'll never do again.
For the 10% of our viewers that know what Blitz is. Well, he's found an opening. He's found an opening. You'd love to get that second kill. But Attach just gets away. Might have become a wee bit more interesting had he taken that. Can't hit the shots. RØKKR ultimately will close out the round.
I mean, he got all the way through, right? I mean, all the way through that A site. Standy was middle of the train. Yeah, he gets all the way behind them, but he just had so much work to do. Not a lot of time to do it, and had to put the bomb down.
Well, he played it as well as he could. I mean, the trigger discipline to wait till he thought he had 2 kind of freebies, but unfortunately just needed another bullet Attach. Accuracy is going to be that stun check again. It doesn't connect, so that's going to keep him there for another second, it looked like. Okay, well, it looks like they're aware there is a presence there, probably from some utility coming out of Surge on the other side of the site, so they'll get back to this default A setup.
Yeah, and they haven't necessarily gone for the.
Oh no! Attach,
that is the back of your teammate's head.
You have a giant dome, young man.
And well, Pristini and Looney are here now, so You can kind of watch the cross of the bomb. I think at this point you're probably hoping maybe for accuracy to try to find something on the flank, but Looney's just kind of lurking.
Rustini just finessing his life. He's taking shots from 2 players, damage from a nade. Finally, the chow comes in, but Standy stands tall, gets the kill. Looney able to spot one top, but again, just needs another bullet there. 3v2 to Seattle, 40 seconds on the clock. Standy, a wild challenge after taking the damage, but can't quite do it. Surge locate all the kills. They'll take the 4-3 edge off the defuse.
Yeah, they just kind of like suffocate him, right? You had Looney sort of work up into a position. Pristini, I know he ends up getting taken down, but he was doing such a good job with Looney staying alive. You had Gunless in the middle of the tracks. They just gave them no opening, right? And as soon as you put that bomb down, the offense knows that the hit's going to be coming through sooner or later. So they try to get out, but the first blood from Standy onto his teammate really hurts the RØKKR.
Yeah, and then he thought he was Superman there. I don't know what.
What challenge is that? He's going for it.
Oh, yeah, he just went for it.
He's going for it. They always come back.
I mean, it works. Sometimes they might throw a nade or something. You catch them. I know I've been caught in that and pissed off, but not going to work out that time. All right, so a little bit more patient this time. I think it's going to be Gunless working with him instead of Octane. Well, Priesthood, though, he's ready for it. He puts a nade right on his toe, but there comes in the chow. Gunless there with the help as Gunless takes him down. Through a 3 versus 3, and Pristini's still kind of lurking.
Yeah, it's tough because what Looney's hoping, they get aggressive B. What Looney is hoping is that Pristini can hopefully get through because they want to pinch the players who are coming up the B staircase. So Looney hits low. He's hoping Pristini can get high, but the timing's off because Priest is there again, and Priest doesn't over-challenge. If Priest maybe over-challenges, Pristini, Looney, they collapse. They get that first blood. They have B control, but that doesn't happen. So we're into a 3v3.
Now kind of this wild 2v2 on the B site. Standy wins his one-on-one towards mid-tracks. Pristini gets one here. It's going to come down to the pistol. Back and forth, Miguel. Little ring around the Rosie. Not going to be able to take it. RØKKR close it out. And Standy, I think, won the gunfight near mid-tracks and then was able to rotate over and help. But, yeah, you had a pretty extended 2 versus 2 going down near the site.
Yeah, both players just trying to finesse accuracy. A great job. A big round. Gets that pick on Octane. Just buys enough time, as you said, for Standy to be able to rotate. But I know Priestley gets taken down, but him going into that position again really slows down the Seattle Surge push towards middle of the map. That's how Looney gets first blooded.
Well, I can see Pristini's right back to it through mid. They didn't have anyone watching over mid this time around, so he'll get right. It's kind of in a ticket booth, and it looks like a slow build-up for RØKKR for now.
And with Standy's position with bomb, this isn't going to be a fast 8-hit.
Sneaky.
Oh, they're ready for it. That's bomb. Look, Pristini's looking at that bomb down.
Yeah.
They know it.
Oh, he got a good view of it. How do you play this now if you're Surge?
Well, I mean, they're just going to hold catwalk. It looks like that Pristini and Looney with 2 subs are just going to try and play around this. Looks like Octane maybe repositions. But they know that Minnesota RØKKR are going to try and switch up the routes. Looney able to catch accuracy.
They're actually playing more aggressive than I thought they were, considering.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I thought they were going to back up at that point, maybe play around that bomb they knew they had down.
Pristini, though, gets the angle, gets the kill, gets the information where the final player is. Attach has been able to track back and grab it. But it's Octane. Put some shots in, so they know he's been able to pick up this bomb. Now, what's the timing going to be like? Can he get off of this and win a fight?
Not a
Looks
good
like
one.
it's not going to happen. Attach will be hunted down, put down, 1 round away from a 2-0 edge. And look at the map Pristini's having right now.
A huge game for Pristini. And then that first blood on the Standy. Because Standy's in there with bomb, right? So what that is telling me is this is like a sort of, they're going to show some presence A and then try and wrap back from control as accuracy and Standy work the bomb. And maybe they get a first blood somewhere with someone getting aggressive. Standy's not thinking it's going to be 2, but Pristini checks that corner, gets the first blood, stays alive. Now 1 round away for Seattle Surge, going up 2-0 and double digits for Pristini, 10-5.
A monster map. 3 in a row now for him as well. See if they can seal the deal here. This would be huge because you kind of talked about the stat for the control when you go to raid and just how abysmal it's been for Surge. So you'd love to take a 2-0 edge headed into that. While Priest is just looking around like howdy doody partners, and Gunless shoots him.
Yeah, just gets caught trying to find that info. You're in the 3v4 and they don't waste any time. Trophy down, bomb being planted. They have the man advantage. Everybody from RØKKR is backed on up. Standy wants to get the Looney before he can back to the locker rooms, but that's not going to happen. He puts the trophy down. It gets exploded right away. Shots are in. Pristini is there, though. Pristini, so confident, but maybe a little too overconfident.
That's all right. Looney's got his back. Attached and he'll surge in. Trades on top of trades, down to a 2 versus 2. 20 seconds to go. Everybody grouped up around this A site. They come flying in. Looney just trying to stay up. Over the top he goes. Hits the shots. Now 1 versus 1. 11 seconds. Attaches on it. Octane reads the clock, gets the kill, and Surge go up 2-0. A massive win there to take control of this best of 5. But just a chaotic finish there in the 2 versus 2.
I mean, this is just what we mean. I mean, as good as a 2-3-5 team as RØKKR have been, there's going to be some teams, or you just have an off day in Search, you can get blind counter. There's a lot of things that can go wrong in Search and Destroy very quickly. If you're not going to be efficient enough in that hard point, this is what can happen. I mean, down 0-2 in the series.
I mean, look at yesterday. Did you think FaZe was going to lose a Search map 6-0? I sure as hell didn't.
No, I did not.
So yeah, I mean, you can be a fantastic Search team, but not everything going to go your way. As the coin flip continues to work for Octane. Nice to see a smile on his face as they continue to improve, now up 2-0. But this is where we get to kind of the interesting part of the series. I think maps 3 and 4 were what you really highlighted, is where there were some, maybe not question marks, but just some things that were a little bit more unexpected.
I think you can call them question marks. I think Raid for Seattle, where they've been you're 0-4. They had an option to take checkmate, where both teams I think are 0-1. Or it's not great for RØKKR, but Seattle Surge, they say, okay, we've been competitive on it. We're going to go play Raid on Control. But Raid on Control has been fantastic for Minnesota RØKKR. They beat Dallas and Chicago a week ago on that map. So yeah, I think you can question that a little bit.
4 there, and then what, the Garrison map 4 you haven't played yet in an official match. So yeah, it gets more interesting.
Well, that's Minnesota's pick, so they just weren't. Yeah, they didn't maybe expect that.
I know. It's just we haven't seen it, so we're like, okay, well, this will be interesting. But now let's take a look at our U.S. Army tactical play. We're going to take a look at the final round. I got a little bit wild and wacky there at the tail end of it. Joe, kind of take me through. I don't know, anything that maybe stood out to you at a second watch.
Well, Priesta gets first blooded in a horrible spot, and it's just right away they go for that bomb plant. In that situation, Standy is hoping he can get Looney on the bomb. And then we kind of get into this 2v2. Pristini over Chowls a bit. Looney's there for a very fast trade. And then in this 2v2, I like the play from accuracy. He hops on the bomb, but what he's hoping is that Attach gets this kill on Looney. Right? He's weak. Accuracy immediately jumps it. He needs Attach to get that kill earlier. If that's in a second earlier and they're in the 1v2, he might get that defuse off. It might happen. Or it might be a situation where Octane has to check it and there's enough time where they can get the trade and get the bomb defused.
IKON, 2 very winnable maps so far. Winnable hardpoint on Raid. Can't pull it out. Winnable Search and Destroy on Express. I would have loved to see one or two of our offenses go differently right there. I think we're looking at a completely different map and probably a 1-1 series. But yeah, what was your takeaway from Search Express right there?
First of all, whenever you're playing against somebody like Pristini, it happens with a BZ also. If they're able to just be aggressive, even if they don't have the best KD, when they're aggressive and they hit mid really quickly and they're getting those first bloods, like Pristini, I think he had 3 first bloods in that map. If he's able to do that, it kind of sets you on your back foot a little bit. And if he gets those first bloods, now all of a sudden they have control of mid-map, and it's just it kind of throws you off your game a little bit. I will say I think like the last two offenses, the last time we saw Minnesota play this map, they were really aggressive over towards that A bomb site and they got it down quickly. And we didn't quite see that here. We were kind of talking about it while we were watching behind the scenes, but I would have liked to have seen them be a little bit more aggressive over towards A, get the bomb down. And then once you have map control, now you can just get kills as Seattle funnels over towards that bomb site. And then the last thing is I do think there were 1 or 2 rounds where Standy was super aggressive. Like he got the plan over towards A and then he went to run towards Seattle side of the map. Gunless shot him like 1 or 2 times. And then he just instantly ego chowed back up. Whereas that's maybe a moment where he could try to get his health back, let his teammates just watch his push, and then challenge that once he's back to full health. But overall, I think it just comes from the aggression out of Pristini. It's really tough to counter that. But good news is we're now going on to raid control where Minnesota's 5-2. It's a really good map for them. So reverse sweep time.
It's time to try and pull it off. We'll see if they can. Like I said, 2 very winnable maps right there. Sucks it doesn't go our way, but all is not lost. We've got raid control coming up next, and if we can, I mean, it's very doable to pull the reverse sweep. So let's hope that they can for the winners bracket dreams to keep those alive. So anyways, guys, IKON and I will be back after the control. Enjoy. Let's go, RØKKR.
They've worked hard for.
The opening blood. So massive here for either side. It's Priest that gets it.
And it's basically a 4v3 for Empire because accuracy is on the flank. But accuracy is able to connect. Priest with that first blood. RØKKR, they 1, 2, 3, 5 earlier in the year. RØKKR, they do it again.
Let's go! Let's go!
Come on, baby.
Let's go! Go! Go!
Come on, let's go! Yes! Bro, I just counted out
Some moments there from RØKKR getting hyped after their big Map 5 win over Empire. They've been able to beat them twice this year in the same fashion through 2-3-5. Attach is doing some pregame yoga. They're down 0-2, so he's off screen right now, just stretching it out, getting ready to go. But let's take a look at some of the stats with Standy. Guess what? They've been better, Joe.
Yeah, they're 2-0, Maeve. So yes, they are much better than what they had going throughout stage 1 and even the beginning of stage 2. I mean, S&D in control obviously been their strongest suit the entire year. It stays that way. But yeah, it just feels like this is, sort of reinvigorated them, this whole squad. The problem is they're going up against the Seattle Surge team who they're on point right now.
Yeah, they absolutely are. But it's been awesome to see Standy come in and yeah, I mean he's had his moments of brilliance, like a 1.5 in his first series. He hasn't replicated that yet, but that's difficult to do in a position he plays. But as the commentators seeing like the young players come in, seeing their impact, I don't know. You just like to see stars in the making. It's really cool to see. But Joe, after my attached comment, it made me wonder because you strike me as a very healthy, just aware human being. Are you into like Pilates and yoga? You strike me as someone that does yoga like every morning when you wake up.
Every morning. I try to stretch more. I mean, we play a lot of COD, Maeve. Sitting's not great for you. Flexibility, definitely not my strong suit. But I'm trying to get better.
I'm really good at
something
sitting,
I want to get better at.
Really good at sitting.
Yeah. Hey, stretch out. Stretch out. There's some advice for the day.
Yeah. I used to be able to touch my toes. Now I can barely touch my knees, Joe.
That's not good, Maeve. You should probably work on that.
Probably should. But let's get into this map 3. As Surge, yeah, it has not been a good one for him, but control in general, just not been one of the standout modes for them throughout the course of this year. Pristini, though, hitting it right up the gut. He's greeted by Priest as a combination of bullets and nades, but the trade there from Looney.
And how do they play this? You only have 2 on A. Gunless is going to take down Standy. Looney reads it. He knows where
poor
Priest is going to spawn. But they're just going to give up A and almost just sort of play for map control. And Looney is just lurking, already up to 3-0. Trying to be a thorn in their side.
That's got to be like one of the worst feelings as a player, I imagine. Like you die to someone, and you spawn and die to that same player again. Like right as you spawn.
Especially like the timings. Like you look at a door, and then you look away, and then he comes through that door. It sucks. It really does.
No, yeah, COD timing breaks me more than probably anything in the world. Pristini, that nice position in the back. as he's able to lock down 2, but the A point will be done. Now we'll see how RØKKR plan this attack towards B. Pretty even in the lives department, not a ton of separation there. And yeah, you always love when you're going to see plus 2 minutes to work with. We'll see if they try to slowly bleed him out. But Standy, as he's in behind enemy lines, just looking for the hunt, pouncing off through the window. Greets 1, attach wins 1 inside a kitchen. Gunless, though, up to the task, taking down 2. The third, we'll see you later. Accuracy gets dropped as well. Lovely play from Gunless after 2 teammates fall.
Well, he just spawned up there. I mean, he's just in court. He spawns up. You know, I thought they were in trouble.
Welcome to the battle.
Yeah, I thought they were in trouble because Octane was so far pushed up garage. He wasn't playing top bedroom, so he didn't really have that crossfire set up, you know, to help them through money. So that doesn't happen, but Gunless spawns up. Now Octane, they're going to try and push through the front. He shuts that down.
And now he is just posted up. Trophy to work with, and they know their position, so they're going to try and funnel it through the other side. They're going to take the battle over towards ring and mid-map. Looney able to get away with his life, but I think that's going to be Standy that continues to try and hunt them down, but through the water goes Octane.
It's just a great play from Pristini. Just stays alive. We've talked about that, how important it is in this game. Just wastes so much time, and he actually comes off of being weak and is able to take down 1 player off a spawn. And yeah, you talked about 2 minutes, but they have had no room to work with, not even a tick given at the B site. This is beautiful from Seattle Surge, but we've seen it a lot. All it takes is 1, 3, or 4 down and a quick little stack, but not a lot of time to work with. This is going to be one of the final pushes.
Yeah, that 3 or 4 down needs to happen right now. It's got to happen. Will Standy be the entry guy? Because you've got the position you want if you're Surge. That time it could not have been great. Looney was just watching the spawn. I think Accuracy spawned up behind him. Is this going to be the opening? Accuracy able to take down 2. A chance to have 3 down. There's 3. Maybe 4. Pristini just keeps on battling. I thought Pristini was done for sure, but he just stands tall in the back, wins a fight, time runs out, and Surge get the round victory, despite the fact he gets mixy in the final seconds.
Yeah, I mean, how many times has it been around that player inside a Tiki Bar? Just some machine gun player staying alive, finessing, winning a key one-on-one. He's able to do that to close that round out, but there was that Gunless 3-piece to stop really the first big push for RØKKR in a push where they had numbers. They did have numbers and a chance to get out to the zone.
Oh,
but he shuts that down.
That play ends up, I mean, it milks a minute off the clock before they can get going. Absolutely. Surge got to be feeling good. Up 2-0. They take the first round. Surge, a different beast here in stage 2. Let's kick it right to an Astro listening. The Seattle Surge.
Tiki, back Tiki. When do we get back there? Everyone be here.
We should try to get kills here and wait. Give me a sec.
He's white. Back Tiki.
Back Tiki. Might have a kill. Give me a sec.
Nothing bottom back.
Back Tiki. Half health, Tiki. Outside of Tiki. Open. It's gonna be cut out probably. Premier cut out. Going on that guy middle.
Court, Preston, I hit him once.
Alright, just go towards Zach.
Zig 100%, double Zig 100%.
We can Tiki one more.
Bottom R standing.
Left side pillars, Danny.
Driveway, dead.
One's a Tiki. Middle mark. Dead, got him. Got one over by B on me.
Standing behind us.
One up B, Preston. Preston's over by B, probably in Tiki.
He's money.
Money, dead, got him.
I needed it.
You guys just kills?
I'm going for it.
You went enter?
I got kills. I'm just going kills.
One shot. Top 100.
Can you guys get to me?
Yeah. Hold on. We're coming at. We gotta go.
Pillars one shot. Pillars one shot.
I'm just holding now. I'm only waiting for you guys. They're gonna bait and switch me up B.
I hear you.
I'm coming.
Could be push up. Basketball weak. Not one here.
Gunless now on 5 in a row. And Joe, I'll tell you one thing that kind of stood out to me in the listening. Like, you'd hear Looney and I think like once Pristini, like kind of that desperation, like really kind of shouting call outs and passion there. And then Gunless and Octane are just like, hey, I don't know. It's like they're sitting by the pool. Like, just
well, yeah, I mean, Gunless is just very like, hey, I'm here. Can you get to me? I mean, he makes a great play where like he wins a one-on-one. A lot of the focus for RØKKR is sort of, do we go to B, a deal with him? Do we go to A? Attach gets 2 kills and sort of shuts down the A push for Surge. But Gunless has been alive this whole time. He's on a 6 spree. He's able to get the artillery. Cannot find that cruise missile, but at least gets the streak. And there was so much attention on him that at least opens up ring. Maybe they can get the A zone complete, but attach. Priesta pushing on through. I think with that kill, they're going to try and end this round early.
Go for the retake, but the crossfire there for Surge. Still on the point. Need one more kill to close it out. That should be the 8 point. Extra minute on, but you see the difference. What you had, like, but 2 minutes and 10 seconds for RØKKR to work the final point. You've got just over a minute. You brought it back a bit in the lives department. They went down like 5 early, but still a deficit there. They're going to need some huge hero play, and I feel like it's got to be Gunless the way he's been playing in this control.
Well, and I wonder if this is maybe where if you can try and use that streak to go up 2-0, that would be massive.
Just funnel them in somewhere by B?
You don't, obviously you don't want to waste it in case, there's a defensive round where you need a streak to sort of retake a position. But maybe if you can go up 2-0, we'll see what happens. 10-2 now, or 10-12. Make that 11. Octane and Pristini, they're able to fight through Kitchen. And gets all the way through towards back court. He may get taken down.
He's just on an island. Yeah, I mean, everybody gets dropped. He's got a trophy to cover him. That's going to be about it. Attach wins the fight with the AK-74U from the top steps. Now just over 10 seconds to work with. You need some insane opening here. Looks like they're going to hold on to the streak. Pristini's trying to get into Kitchen, but there's 2 players holding it. They get onto the point for a second. They're able to stop the clock with 2 seconds remaining. 2 drop, though, from either side. Octane still on the point. Octane once again on an island. There's the final kill. That'll close out the round, and RØKKR, they get it done on defense. Just not a ton of time to work with on Surge, and RØKKR just a good job, I guess, making that first capture take so long.
Well, that was when you had that split push, when we were in the listening, and Gunless is at B. I think it was Attach who took down both Looney and Pristini with a 2-piece. They were hoping to get A, and Gunless draws them to the B zone. You sort of heard, well, crap, we got to go to Gunless. Like, we kind of have to go to B. I think that was from Pristini. But, yeah, great job. As you said, they only had a minute. You still have that streak, though. Yeah, a massive tool for Gunless to maybe retake a zone or, help them win a defense.
And Octane, he's just 6 and 8 right now. It felt like a couple of times like he's in a good spot to really do some damage there, but just all of his teammates kind of die when he gets to a decent position. We'll see if maybe his fortune changes a little bit as we get deeper into this map 3, but you've already got nearly 2 ticks of progress done. It looks like you're going to have a ton of time here for RØKKR yet again. The pinch comes in from Attach. Headshots across the board. Is everybody hitting? 5 in a row for Attach, 4 in a row out for Standy. We'll see if somebody can maybe earn a streak to match the artillery you already have in the back pocket of Gunless.
Well, this is the second round in a row where they've sort of just given this up.
Jeez.
The only difference is you had more lives you sort of taken away by Looney and Pristini sort of lurking through Arch, just doing a good job. Just picking them apart. You do have map control again.
Pristini got the second one. He's laid down behind the wheelbarrow.
But they say, you know what? They couldn't break us last time. Let's do it again. Let's force them to beat us on this B defense.
I mean, to be fair, really, there were only 2 moments that got interesting with 2 seconds on the clock, and the one with the incredible play from Gunless. And once again, they've got massive
bad timing.
Presence towards apartment. Even though he drops, Octane, you've got Gunless here to follow it up. Okay, so that's the first step done. You won on the backside as well. Standy got in. You've got kitchen control. This is huge here for RØKKR. A chance to do some damage on the objective.
Yeah, this is where you might use the streak if you're Gunless. You only have 1 on it. They only have 1 on it. And he's calling it in, but Gunless gets a kill. He calls it in, and now they just sort of wait for it. They wait for it in Tiki. They wait for it in Money. You still have a lot of position at B. Priesthood just staying alive as he's on a 2 spree. Attaches as well. And well, Gunless and Octane with those Krigs, they retake the zone.
Yeah, I thought that one was done first, just looking at the mini-map, but Gunless and Octane goes huge. I think Looney took a long route all the way up through mid, so he gets over to apartment side. Just kind of had to have faith in his teammates to pick up the kills, and they do just that. And you can see accuracy is just a little nervous, like wondering if somebody's lurking here. Good luck with that gunfight, as Octane puts him right back down on that bed. Attach and Standy, big kills inside a kitchen, but Looney and Octane still controlling this other side of the map. They're not allowing for that 2-pronged approach.
Well, now they are. You're hoping Octane can watch that push out with the Krieg. Looney, he doesn't have an AR. So he's just trying to stay alive, but Pristini, his hero, helps him out. He's challenging with Gunless on the 3rd. They've done an excellent job. Minnesota, they've had a couple of chances with great map control inside a kitchen. it's just one or two plays, right? Just all of them dying at the same time. It was Octane and Gunless. This time it's Pristini with a multi-kill to slow it down. Now down to 15 seconds. Pretty even in lives, but the time is the issue. And the RØKKR have to go. They have to try to fly out of money window. The trophies are down, but the ARs are ready.
I was less of fly and more just a little hop, skip, and
I thought he was going to fly. It's usually what we see. Oh,
no. That nade almost on your own forehead, but they're capturing the point. Nearly done with the second bit. 3.6 seconds to go. 3 are going to drop. Could this be the moment? RØKKR get it done. The last player's caught. The team shot on point. Everybody off spawn for Surge and RØKKR in the final moments. Close out that third round to take the edge. And just as you were saying, kind of Surge have clutched up and avoided those big moments and misplays. They collapse at the end. It's RØKKR to get the final laugh in that round.
Well, and what do? They don't slide out of money. They don't go cut out. The two submachine gun players, they go all the way through basketball. They get behind Tiki. And when have we seen clutch moments on that B zone? It's usually a 74U player inside of Tiki finessing. This time it was 2. They take down the RØKKR players. They're able to stay alive. It's Standy up to 20 kills now, leading the way with RØKKR, but they break that defense. You give them 2.5 minutes, both offenses. Sooner or later, they're going to try and get through. They don't have a streak to retake it. They're able to win an offense.
Yeah, this is much better from Standy, too, because I think the last time we watched him play this, he had like 40 or 41 deaths or something. And, that'll happen sometimes playing that position, but in a mode like Control, where lives are so important, having 10 more than every single teammate can hurt. So it seems like he's finding a little bit more success. Maybe the pacing with his teammates a little bit more on point.
Yeah, they won. It's fine. It's whatever.
That's true.
They won the map.
That's true.
That's
true.
And I think
I just remember that was like one thing that stood out.
They go all the way to round 5. Those are pretty long rounds. I mean, everybody's around 30 deaths, but you're not wrong. You don't want to have that big of a disparity, but they won the map. It's all good.
It's all good when the dubs are coming through.
That's right.
A nice job by Gunless. Picking up that long route. And they'll have a ton more time to work with this time. What was it, like 1:10 last time, around 2 minutes to use this time around. Good luck, Standy, as you're getting pinched from every side. But on the other side of the map, RØKKR have pushed up towards apartment. You got one in mid-courtyard. I think that's accuracy. That's not the angle. You'll find him more often than not playing from that position with the Krig.
How does Surge want to play this? We even heard in their last matchup against Optic, they wanted to wait for each other. Let's take map control one fight at a time. Or Gunless in that listening, in sort of the in-game leader, the calming voice of, we got time, let's do this, but 50 seconds off the clock, and they don't even have kitchen control quite yet. They're just peeking one by one. They're just peeking. Gunless is finally there to respond with a Krig of his own. Octane gonna slide on through. Pristini, Looney, gonna spawn up, try to hit the middle of the map. Here comes the pinch. It could have worked out really well. It's still
mantle.
No,
that mantle's not fun. You never want a mantle when you don't mean
sideways.
To mantle.
No.
It's followed up with 3 kills there from Surge. They'll follow it up. They'll get right onto the point. Priesta, they're going big to take down 2, but it's moving. You've got 2 people on the point. Priesta's trying to get involved in the action. Attach finds the opener. One more inside of Tiki, though, is Octane, and by the way he was playing it, it's like he wasn't aware he was there. He was like, run away from him. I think he shot him in the back, so Attach will fall. Octane, the one-man island, now gets the teammates involved. They're here to help support him. Pristini is laying prone, lying in wait, pounces like a tiger. Standy threw on the trade, but now back to Octane's POV. The beams look good, but not good enough. Priesta wins it. Standy, a lovely double from him, and there's the clear with 20 seconds left. RØKKR can win it here.
And that's a huge play from Standy, because Standy was thinking about going on the full flank, but they pull him back. They want to trade through the middle of the stairs, and he stays alive. 31 kills, ends the game on a 4 spree. The last chance, the Minnesota RØKKR, they are going to stay alive in the series. In Seattle Surge, we talked about it, sort of the question mark play in this map. Now 0-5 on Control Raid. Going to have to find something else that works.
Yeah, but it's like you just don't have a lot of options. Like, with something like a Search or a Hardpoint where you've got a lot more I don't know, map combinations. Like, it's tough when you have a glaring weakness, as it seems to be on that particular map. But RØKKR, they will take it. I think we had our match score wrong there, unless I saw it out of the corner of my eye. But oh no, that was correct. What am I saying? They're up 2-0. I thought it was 2-1 RØKKR for a second. So RØKKR, they get back into it now. Thinking about the Garrison, Joe. What, first time we'll see it from Surge, and 0-3 was it? From RØKKR?
Yeah, 0-3, but we haven't seen it with the new roster. The only hardpoint maps we've seen with Standy has been Raid and Checkmate, where they're, 1-3 now. Their only hardpoint win is against Optic. They lost 2 against Dallas. They lost this map 1 here. So, you know, we talk about making those map adjustments. Maybe they found out in scrims with Standy, they can play it. Maybe it's one of their go-tos now. We'll have to wait. Well, they need to find a go-to is really what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. But some massive damage there from Bristini. 6,200 out of him, and Standy on the other side of it drops a bomb as well. Huge map there from Standy. They stay alive in the series. Implications.
Oh my goodness, IKON. We're able to take the control, I wouldn't say with ease, a little bit of, you know, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of spice, a little bit of luck here and there, but we're able to take it, which feels really good, obviously. I just went and got my broom. Let's start this reverse sweep. Let's see if we could do it. What are your key takeaways from the raid control there?
Yeah, biggest thing for me there is we really mentioned the flex matchup at the beginning. We saw Priestahh make some really big plays the last couple rounds, but the first couple rounds, it was all gunless. If he doesn't come out and get like those 2 or 3 pieces over on the top side of the map, Minnesota probably wins this in a 3-0 fashion, wins the control in a 3-0. And then after that, the play that actually ended up winning the map it was a 2v4 over by Tiki, and I think it was Standy and Priestahh. They both just went massive in a 2v4. If they don't win that 2v4, then Minnesota's coming off spawn. They have to retrack over towards that top bomb site, and they have to run through money or run through cutout. And as they do that, they probably get killed as they try to go through those cutouts. So that 2v4 was absolutely massive, won them that round, and then they came back and just closed it out in the following round. So we look forward to the reverse sweep now, but Hardpoint Garrison is coming up. And even though it's not a map that Minnesota is great on, this is another thing that we touched on in the intro. Seattle, obviously, it was an insta veto for them basically the entire year. They haven't played it yet. So there's a reason why they haven't played it. Minnesota, it's not one of their best maps, but that was with an old roster. So now that you have a more aggressive SMG and Standy, again, you have to look towards that matchup. Standy versus Pristini, who's going to end up winning those entry battles and getting map control and hill time there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think even, we may have even said it on this co-stream previously for Garrison Hardpoint, but I think I remember either saying, you know, it just feels like we're not able to get enough pressure on this map because there's so many small corridors and angles on that map. It's tough if you don't have like a cracked out sub player like Standy just going off. So I'll be looking to him and Attach to really help take over the hill fights. And then, you know, obviously let's play some textbook Hardpoint. Let's take this thing to a map 5. I believe in the guys. Everyone get hype in the chat. IKON and I will be right back after this Hardpoint on Garrison.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We're going to take a look at the Seattle Surge and their overall KD. We've been kind of talking about it throughout this matchup, just the improvements that they've seen and just a lot of teams stepping it up, making it so competitive, and part of the reason why we have some of the more insane groups we've seen in the history of Call of Duty esports.
Yeah, they continually get a little better. They're getting better time in time again. It just feels like there is that that confidence between themselves. But control still needs a little work. They're gonna have to try and figure something out because the only time they found success has been on Garrison. Teams are gonna do their research. Heck, if you and I can figure it out, Maeve, They absolutely can. They're just going to veto that Garrison away. So 0-5 now on Raid. Listen, I know that it might be a map they're a little bit more comfortable on, but I feel like you just have to throw checkmate in a couple of times to at least see if there's something you can do.
Right.
You got to try, right? I mean,
yeah. Well, you know, we just showed the improvements from them. I'm just curious from your POV, when you decide to stick it out with a team like this who's, you know, not playing well, obviously, early, what do you think is the biggest thing that changes, like, to help find success?
Well, I think a meta change can be one thing. I just think maybe they, you know, had to make some just small adjustments. Pristini playing at this level absolutely helps. I mean, there's a lot of little things. I think, again, at the end of the stage 1, you saw that they were getting better. And maybe they're noticing that in scrims. Maybe they were one of the teams that were performing better in scrims and not really bringing that to matches because of little things. And they fixed that, and now they're competing with the best.
Well, they're one map away from closing this one out. Pristini is going to be a very difficult gunfight. Attach able to take him down. Priesta, lovely headshots there on the Looney in top green. And RØKKR, well, they're just finding all the kills because Priesta is just ripping heads off.
Yeah, I'm actually curious if, like, he was doing it in control. I wonder if Gunless pulls out a third sub, but not so far. As he spawns up, nice shots. Attach, though, trying to control top green as we're going to rotate to our second hill pretty soon. He's just trying to win a gunfight. That's big on the Gunless, so he's going to get to that position. His teammates are going to push up middle of the map. You still have the back spawns if you're Surge. Is the last one going to spawn there? No. Pristini spawns all the way out. Attach again, staying alive, winning 1v1 after 1v1. Now Standy getting aggressive, getting the help from Attach, who's up to 4-0.
Yeah, Attach is making the plays, that's for sure. New hardpoint pops, and now he'll enjoy some uncontested time inside of the hardpoint as RØKKR look to bust open a sizable lead here if they can continue to get this control. They've been able to lock down mid-map. Priesta and Standy combining to make sure there's no push through there. Priesta continues on his tear. You've got 4 in a row for Attach, 3 in a row for Standy, 3 in a row for Priesta, as Surge are just getting picked apart in their first official hardpoint garrison.
Yeah, they are. And again, for Minnesota RØKKR, the first time they're playing it with this roster. Standy up to 5. You said Attach on 4. I would love to see if they can earn some streaks. Trying to open this thing wide open. Priesta through the middle of the map. Pristini's going to hit that scrap time. And Attach stay alive. He's going to have some pressure, but on the other side, it's 2v2. The 2v2 is Priesta's waiting for Standy. Looks like Surge might be able to hold on. Get some of this scrap, but they're just trying to rotate over to third hill.
What do you do? So I think a lot of times, Joe, when we talk about a player working towards streaks, it's kind of, you know, one player that's getting close, and you can kind of let him play his life, and maybe you change up the roles a little bit during that sequence. But when you have like 3 players like that are all like on 5 streaks, like what do you do? Do you just play normally and hope somebody goes off?
I mean, if one's a little bit closer, you're probably playing around that player. But yeah, there's nothing you can really do if you're all frying. That's just it. You have to play normally. But a huge hill for Seattle Surge to try and get back in this game. Pressure through the front, and they at least get them off of it. So it's a good job by Minnesota RØKKR to keep that lead. And Standy.
Hitting his shots, movement on point. The break through the front. Gonna lead to the final 20 or so seconds there. Accuracy, I think, thought he got away with his life, but a wallbang comes through as the headshot hits for Gunless. Attach, who's only died twice in 3 minutes of gameplay. He's just lurking. And the lurk's paying off. Octane, you see how much it slows him down. Just try to reposition, find another angle. Attach is still here, still finding kills, nearly able to snap onto Octane up top as well, but Standy again through with the trade. The trade's so on point for RØKKR through the opening of this game. Is when you talk about the slaying margin right now, it's what? I mean, I know it's early, but you're already plus 10 to 12.
Yeah, they do a good job there. You can see on this fourth hill how you can just lock players in the back. And what a lot of teams try to do is push through sort of caution and in through vent room to get some catwalk control. When you have catwalk, that's when you can get an angle on the hill that opens up, you know, sort of under the floating tank where you can push on through. I think it was Gunless who did a great job staying alive. Allows his teammates to come off spawn. So again, getting that scrap time, but they're sort of in this situation where every single time now they have to try and break a setup. But Surge off the rotation. Get early on the hill, but the nade right on Octane's feet, blow him up. And then Priestess spawns behind them. They're basically getting pinched right now. His accuracy gets through.
Looney, though, at least able to take out one. He didn't care about that nade at all. Not
he's got
even
flak
remotely.
on. He's like, whatever, I got this.
I will eat this thing, sprint through it, and take the fight. Looney gets another as well, as we're on our final hard point here of the rotation. 5 in a row now for Looney. But I'm curious, Joe, we keep mentioning that it's Surge's first official match, but for maybe like the new viewer, like how much does that even matter? Like they're scrimming it a lot. It's not on a main stage live event on a Sunday. Like, does it matter that much?
I mean, if it's their first time, I would think so. If they haven't played it all, that means they obviously have weaknesses on it in scrims. I mean, it's their go-to veto. They don't like something about it, or sometimes I've been on teams where a map just straight up doesn't work. The play style, whatever it may be, they would much rather play hardpoint on something else. So I think it does matter. Yes, they're scrimming it every day, but they obviously have something that
I just think sometimes we say that and it's like people might think like, oh, they just don't play it. Well, no, they're playing it a lot, but that's a good,
but the data in scrims is saying this is not good for us.
Exactly. No. Lovely answer, Joe. The 20 points now separate the squads. Looney and Pristini take down 3 on the side of RØKKR, so alleviates some of the pressure as they all spawn out deep. There's the final kill through. As they all spawn out left and one. It's a bit of a split spawn. You've got, what, 2 left, 2 right for RØKKR.
And I'll tell you what, ever since we came off that third hill, 4, 5, and now back to number 1, it has been all Seattle Surge. They've done a great job. They've earned a ton of time. They had 40 seconds at the end of the third hill, which is one of our sort of money hills on Garrison, and they've earned up to 80, 90 points on the next 3, where Seattle Minnesota hasn't really got anything going.
Well, yeah, I think, you saw the subs really hot for RØKKR early, but then Looney started going off. He went, 7 in a row, and you think about his nightmare start to kick off that map 1. He's 18-11, calling in streaks. They'll all be funneled there inside of bricks. And now you can just get the angles if you're Surge, just lock this down, but it's an opening nade from Priesta, lovely shots from accuracy, and they just fly on forward, so on the back of the streak, it's just all kills for RØKKR.
Yeah, it's obviously tough. It's going to be easy to critique because, he's on the hill, the streak doesn't connect, and it's always a question of, is there a better time for it? Well, obviously what he's trying to do is he knows that his team is pushing from the front. They're pushing from top green. He's hoping that his teammates from top green can give him enough support and get into a stronger position to where they can lock that hill down. But that doesn't happen. RØKKR with a break. Nobody dies to the artillery. Now with a 20-point lead. RØKKR in a position where they got to break this third hill.
That looks so funny from Standy's POV. He looks at the trophy. He's like, should I take this out now? There's probably somebody here. Then Looney just peeks around as he's admiring his trophy and shuts it down. But Standy gets a little bit of revenge. Hopping in from underground. The tie game, 158.
Too easy.
Just can't happen that easy.
Can't happen that easy. I mean, just right through the front. That's 4 dead. They flip the spawns. You don't even get a second spawn attempt if you're Surge like we saw the first time through. They all go down. The trades weren't there. The RØKKR now with 2 big breaks. You talk about the streak, what we just saw, and then this one, where they have this lead. Should hang on to this hill. Give them a 40-point lead for the rest of the, in this game.
Can they win a hard point? Because they haven't won many, but how massive it would be for their future if they find a hard point they really like with Standy in the mix. Yeah, really kind of a tale of 2 halves, maybe thirds now as RØKKR starting to soar forward yet again. And we saw Tash from this position be so annoying earlier. Now it's Looney's turn. Just try and make plays, but as he jumps up to say hello, it's accuracy that shoots him in the back. To the point, though, goes Octane.
Yeah, this is, though, where Surge really turned the first set of rotations around. They did a great job on this hill. Breaking it. And then,
literally just spun in a circle.
And then on the last hill, as they continue to get time, they're about to tie the game up. Gunless up top catwalk. Priesta, though, with the shots. 24 and 18 for Priesta. With that, Craig has been much improved in that flex position.
Priest is just able to get around the edge. Well, I spoke too soon. He will end up dropping. It looks like it's going to be one that goes down to the final moments, just like our game 1. We'll get to our final hard point in the second set of rotations. One player does spawn out deep left. That'll be Standy. He actually has a second with him in accuracy, so you've got a chance to pinch here. And the pinch is going to work out. 3 players going to drop. Just too easy for RØKKR. They collapse from both sides. Surge can't deal with it. And quickly into the hard point go RØKKR.
Well, that was a really good job. Accuracy and Standy spawn out, yeah, but it was what Attach and Priesta, when they spawned up earlier in that hill, and they get sort of the middle of the map spawn, they take their time. They don't really give Seattle Surge the information that they're there. I think Surge know that at least one is on that side of the map just due to the spawns, but maybe not ready for the second. And then that pinch, as you said, they're able to put it together. Now they're controlling middle of the map. They're getting a lot of that time.
So you're saying just good patience, making sure it's not staggered, and being a little bit sneaky.
Yeah, I think maybe you're in a situation where if you're spawning towards the middle of the map, your teammates are stuck in the middle, all the way in the back left part of the map. You're thinking, I got to get them out, I got to help them, but they just sort of wait. They wait to see what happens.
Christini once again tries the underground route. Not going to work out. 4 in a row for accuracy, 4 in a row for attach. Now 15 seconds needed for RØKKR to push this to a 5th and final map. Looney, though, who's been great in this map, doesn't want it to end here, but attach now out to 5 in a row. One more tick, there it is. RØKKR go back to back. They take the control. They win a hard point, which is quite rare.
Yeah, a little rare.
They keep RØKKR alive in this series, and whether you're a Optic fan, Surge fan, RØKKR fan, the heartbeat, heart rate, the stress levels just continue to build.
In Seattle Surge, I mean, as you said, they played this well. They fought back into it, but there's 3 hills here. You have the 3rd hill 2 times. You have the 2nd one where you called that artillery in. I mean, those are massive swings if they're able to lock those down, earn some more time, because it's still a pretty close game, right? They only lose by 50, 60 points. Man, if you're able to lock those down a little bit more, maybe that turns into a map win, a series win. But RØKKR, they stay alive. We head to a map 5. And maybe when we talked about
players from a damage standpoint, solid minute in the hard point as well, he was doing it all.
Yeah, he really was. A great game for him. I know RØKKR fans will be very excited to see that. They want to see Priesta continue to be a superstar in that flex role. We keep talking about it. We keep hitting it. He needs to be that.
Wow, it is still possible, Icon. We could still make the winners bracket for Stage 2 Majors next week. We've just got to ice up, clutch up, and get this Map 5 win. What a crazy, just blow-for-blow hard point there on Garrison. Was that what you were expecting, or what do you think about that map?
Overall, I really think it came down to the rotation over towards P3. End of P2, multiple times, Seattle was set up over towards P3. They got an entry kill. And then once you get really close to that P3 rotation, as P2 is winding down, it really just becomes like a 2v2 or a 3v3. And whoever ends up winning that 2v2 or 3v3 gets the spawns for P3. And we saw multiple times Minnesota break Seattle as they rotated over towards P3. There was a solid 40 or 50 point swing right there. And once that happened, it ended up just giving them the lead. And then as it went towards that second set of rotations over towards P5, we really saw, and Priesta clutched up, but we mentioned it. I think we might have been off stream. We mentioned it in that control. Standy dropped 31. And I think that was huge for his confidence because he's been playing great. He's that entry that's been getting those kills as they're pushing forward, trying to break into hard points that Seattle owns. So I think Standy's feeling it. I think Attach is feeling it. I think Priesta just went 29 and 20. I think he's feeling really good with an AR. And now we go over towards Miami Search and Destroy, where I think this roster is really good. You can just put accuracy up over towards Beach. He can watch the push over towards the top side of the map. What's going to be super important is I think Standy's feeling good. So super important. The battle inside hotel. I think Pristini's going to be aggressive. I think Standy has to be aggressive. And whoever gets more first bloods and wins those interactions inside hotel, middle of the map, I think that's going to be who ends up winning this one.
Well said. I'm really excited to see how this one goes. I'm so nervous. Do you happen to know the map records or the map records for both teams before we drop in?
I think both teams are 1 and 2 on S&D in Miami.
Well, hopefully we're about to be 2-2, baby. Let's go. Map 5. We win this. We make the winner's bracket next week at the major. Good luck. Have fun, boys. You can do it. Give me some reverse sweep spam in the chat. Let's see if we can get the hype going and pull off the reverse sweep. I'll let you guys go back to the CDL broadcast now, but join us after to break down the action.
Joe, this is just absurd when you think about the fact that like RØKKR can still get like first or sixth, Optic can get first or sixth. Like I just don't know a time where we've had like crazier groups, and it's just I don't know, to this format. Like I like it, I guess, as like a big fan of the NFL, like having in a way like fewer matches, more pressure on each match. But like how much pressure is actually on these last couple of days, and every match is it's wild.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you want. If you're a fan of the CDL, this is it. This is as close as it gets. Obviously, you're not. If you're a fan of one of these teams, you're freaking out. You're freaking out a little bit. But yeah, there is a lot to it. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to see the way this plays out. And here we go. It was Seattle Surge early on in this series, really taking over. But Minnesota, they fight on back. And sort of those two game modes we kind of just thought could be interesting for Seattle Surge. Now we're headed to a map 5, Miami Miami S&D, where both of these teams are 1 and 2.
This would be for RØKKR's first reverse sweep of the season, and yeah, I think that's exactly how I worded it before the map 3. It's like, yeah, this is in the best of 5 where we thought it got interesting, and yeah, it sure as hell did. But that's how the game 2 broke down. Just a great map from Pristini. He started off so well. I mean, the game 1, game 2, he was just lights out, dominating both those opening maps, but now you can kind of throw away everything we've seen to this point, throw away maps 1 through 4, because it all comes down to one search and destroy, as all these results and theories and spreadsheets that I've seen, light them on fire. It's going down.
Yes. Not really a theory, there's results. Yeah, no matter what, there's going to be something happens. Something definitely happens. But yeah, I mean, Pristini, obviously a big game too, but it's expressed. Miami's a lot different. I mean, you can sort of play that SMG role inside a hotel lobby, but it's much easier to avoid that player if the Minnesota RØKKR want to. They can play around that outer bomb set around the beach, use their ARs. Priest just had a really solid map. We'll see what adjustments both teams make, but Miami, I just love that. You can sort of work both bomb sets. You can make a lot of adjustments on both sides.
Well, what did you see, maybe yesterday when you were talking about the Guerrillas first phase, where they kind of slowed down the pace quite a bit, were playing for those picks?
Yeah, they were. I mean, they just, it was one of those things where the Guerrillas, I think you're playing a lot around Apathy and his aggression, but Silly is the one who really took over in those search and destroys, and that's exactly what you want to see. So maybe now for Surge, it was Pristini in map 2. This is maybe the map where you look at Octane and Gunless.
Yeah, well, I wonder, because, you saw what our best search and destroy team yesterday lose here. You got to think, if you're maybe Surge, you're going up against what you might say is the number 2 search team. Maybe some things to take note of, but Pristini, he's going to hit it. And they all do as they come surging on through. They got 2 players kind of in top purple. I can warp the collapse, but Pristini gets all the way.
Just take their side.
And he's just laying down there. Are they going to be ready for this? Accuracy. Oh, well, yep. I see your head, sir. Not quite enough cover there. Nice stun as well. Accuracy, lighten it up. That's 2 in a row to start it off. Teammate comes through with the help, and very quickly, Looney, my man, all by your lonesome.
They're actually not on it. There's nobody on it. They're all playing for the kill. They're all playing for the kill, but he doesn't know that, right? He has no idea. He's thinking, I have to go check this bomb. But I like that from Seattle Surge. We really haven't seen that. They get aggressive up top piano. Minnesota RØKKR, they send 2 players up there. The back alley's wide open. If Pristini gets that first kill, Octane can rotate back. We've seen what Kriegs can do at that back dumpster, how difficult it is to take them down, and the bomb is planted for that side. But he had to have seen it before this, right? Sort of when accuracy's rotating on over. I think he gets caught. He's just able to spot him for a second, and then that's done. Yeah, if Octane, listen, if Pristini gets that kill, Octane gets that spot, I don't know if RØKKR win it. So a huge round on accuracy.
When I first saw Pristini go prone there, I'm like, oh, he is going to catch somebody off guard. But that is not what happened at all. Yeah, accuracy quite ready for it. Makes the play and opens everything up, as you said. So RØKKR will strike first. Now swap over to offense and look to be favoring that A side. He's at number 1 on the minimap. That's going to be Octane. One of the best ARs in the game. He's going to have his work cut out for him here.
He's one more, I think. One more. A couple of those through are going to be a wallbang, but not able to take down Priest or accuracy, so they're going to stay alive. But not going to reposition, but he's already wasted 30 seconds off the clock, so Seattle Surge is going to have to go soon. You did have Pristini who rotated on over to help him out.
I was going to say, it's huge he just doesn't die here, but he didn't really get shot at. He was just putting damage into everybody, and then he ultimately gets the first blood. Priesta just, saying hello.
Hi.
Nice headshots there onto Octane. Brings us back to a 3 versus 3. Who's got the angle through mid-map? That's going to be Pristini. Can't finish it. Will the nade close it out? It does. The nade able to connect, attach there on the trade to a 2v2 with just under 30 seconds to work with. Let's see where they opt to take this bomb. They know they got the kill on Octane. The guy watching the mid-cross. They're going to take this straight over to A. The collapse coming through at the same time. This first gunfight going to be so big. You get some information if you're a Priest that you're just able to get away. The pre-fire on point. Maybe he hits his teammate as well. And Attach just able to get across towards the site. Looney in a tough spot again. Can't stop the plant. 1 versus 2. Attach is just going to wide peek across.
Patience.
Gives him a patience. I thought he had it. Thought he had it, but Priesta, not only did he have the big opener on the Octane, but he wins the 1v1 there.
Wow. I mean, Looney would love to get that kill on Attach, who's planting that bomb, but even a couple of times when he shoots and just slows it down, he knows the rechallenges are going to come in and come through, but Priesta with a huge round. It was accuracy in round 1, Priesta in round 2, and like you said, yeah, with accuracy getting taken down, they had to find Octane. They had to get him out of that power spot, and he found the lurk and the route to take him down.
He just snuck up there and took poor Sam's head off. They go right back towards B. Looks like it's a bit more aggressive from RØKKR this time around, because they're not both playing from top purple. Pristini is trying to hold, see if maybe he can get a freebie. Look at number 8 and Priesta too. He's pushed up pretty deep on the A side of it as well. If they opt to wrap back, he might be set up for success. Well, accuracy quickly reminding Pristini you should head elsewhere. Wait, Pristini has killed him from the outer boat?
No, Priesta did.
Sorry, Priesta.
Yeah. I don't know what that angle was, but yeah, right here, he's able to find him as he was backing on up.
Can't even see that far.
I don't know, but accuracy hits his bullets, hits him down to 50. A couple come in from Priesta. And that just slows that push down. I mean, that first blood is, it's everything. Now you got, what, 20 seconds?
The push. Yeah, it slows it down, just puts it to a standstill.
Yeah.
Octane's got people on every which way. Slides away from one, slides into another, then gets shot in the back. Gunless, he'll get put down as well. RØKKR clean so far in the search and destroy, up 3-0.
And it's just solid defense so far from Minnesota RØKKR. And I mean, that round two hurts if you are Seattle Surge, because you get the opener, you get the first blood, and you just lose it. They lose it, and RØKKR clutch on up, and now you're up 3-0, and you're hoping you can at least get back on the board here with a strong defense. You do not want to go down 4-0. Priesta has yet to die up to 4-0. Yeah, I mean, he was hot in map 4. He keeps up in map 5.
Certainly does. You just got to get around here for your Surge. Just something to feel good about and get rolling. Get some timings and instincts, anything going your way. It has just not really been all that close.
Might have something here. Looney's getting aggressive as he's lurking on up. There is Priesta. Has a good idea. He's kind of just, he's not even looking over the middle of the map. He's just watching this pinch. I don't know what he's all going to be able to see, though. He's now going to get up.
He just gave it up.
Spots him. He's just going to reposition. But Seattle Surge, no, this is probably going to be B. Pristini in the middle of the map, though. He gets blooded.
I was curious how much Priesta has read this, because Looney has leaked all the way in behind. I think Priesta got the worst timing.
They got to wait for Looney, but yeah, Looney's got to go as well. That
That's a ton
helps.
to work with. Huge kill there from Gunless. Now Looney's going to get involved. Does
What's
Looney
the
catch
timing
Priesta?
like?
He
Got
does.
him.
Looney's able to get the kill. Looney actually ends up getting 2. The route around the entire map ends up being huge for Looney as he was exploring Miami Beach.
How do they play this? Standy's just going for it. This is a gamble. He's just hoping that they don't get on the bomb.
He got spotted. Oh, he got
It's
out,
working
though.
out. It's working out. Nobody's close to it. Nobody's close to it. Now you're down to 20 seconds. Standy's staying alive. He is just gambling that nobody is going to defuse. Oh, it got close, but Gunless finds it. Octane near it. Going to get the defuse.
They get the round, and yeah, Looney's long route. I would love to see it from Priesta's POV. Like when he was holding that push through, like it looked like he gave it up as soon as he would have got eyes on Looney.
Well, I think he ends up shooting at him. We'll see it right here. Yeah. Okay.
No,
yeah,
no. I'm talking way back at like hotel side.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other side. Yep.
I was just looking at the mini map, and it could have been obstructed, obviously, the line of sight, but like it looked like he was holding it and gave it up right as Looney pushed through. Just one of those COD timings that eat away at you. But I think it was, I think it was literally like the instant he gave it up. But you get that round if you're Surge. Finally, on the board. Pristini, who's so good in the map too, 10 and 5. No success really early in this one, but there it is. There's a first blood. That's massive for Pristini. Now you've got one player, Priesta. He got a kill from that spot onto Pristini earlier, playing so deep on this back boat. Now that he's shot, obviously, well, they've got more information on his position. They're just going to go ahead and push it out. Big gunfight win there for Gunless, but Standy takes one out as well. Now this one-on-one versus Looney. Looney so tagged up. He's going to push it out, finishes the kill. The flank comes in. 2 versus 2 now, making a 2-on-1. Attached now, trying to clutch up at a 1v2 with 35 seconds to go.
Yeah, I was to say they were so split this time. He's going to get wrong, and it still might. 1v1 now. Attach, he spots him with the shoulder and the slide. Craig versus 74U. Attach, so good in these 1v1s. Throughout his career, the shots are in. Does not want to get caught. We're just going to switch positions, and he pushes it, and he wins it. Attach with the 1v2.
And it is a huge one. You get first blooded by Pristini. They get the final player. And Priesta kind of outskirts as well. I think they're in such good position, but Attached with the big clutch puts RØKKR up 4-1. 2 rounds away now from getting the victory.
And that's what you saw, right? Like, Looney was on the bomb, but Pristini pushed all the way through. And Looney was trying to wait for him to pinch. He gets caught. And then you had Gunless, who was so far away. Pristini gets caught mantling up, trying to reposition. You could just tell the timings just didn't work out their way with how split they were. Ash wins it, and now it's a must-win defense. That was the round that could have got them back into it, right? You would have been down 3-2 on D, maybe a chance to flip the script and tie it up 3-3.
What was your key to victory for Seattle Surge? Like the X Factor stat for Octane? He had like a 1.8 in wins and a 0.8 in losses or something like that?
Yeah, what's he at right now?
1 and 4 right now. So they at least statistically really need him to turn it around. Oh, that
it just feels like he hasn't been involved in a lot of these fights where you would see him. But Looney has been the route man. He has been a key for them on defense. And
like a groundhog.
He finds the opening. The bomb is planted. There's a lot of space for RØKKR to work with. Can Priesta find Looney, or is he going to get that COD timing again? Looney gets behind him.
Yeah, that's a similar position to what they were kind of in last time around. Pristini, though, lovely shots. Standy, now, good luck.
Well, he's got time.
Can he get the key kill? Can he get the key kill? Goes into the opening, takes down 1, but simply too many players there from Surge. A huge round win from Surge.
And now it's just can they get an offense? Can they find something? Because yeah, Pristini, not having the game that he had in map 2, but he's staying to himself. He stayed aggressive throughout the middle of the map. That's what we expect for him. He's going to take those gunfights. Looney has been just so good on their defenses. But can they find an opening on offense?
Well, looks like they want to go to B again. And once again, you'll have the two players here from RØKKR. It's how they're going to be playing. They're top purple, and Looney's just going to send it. Able to take that one. Attached does get out with his life, though, and that is huge. I thought he was going to get caught on the cross by Octane, but he's still up for now. And he backs all the way out to mid-map, so they've given up the site. They'll really just have the kind of back alley angle now if you're RØKKR. But it looks like Surge want to wrap this the whole way out. So the key man really going to be Priesta.
Accuracy and attached aren't seeing anything. I feel like Priesta's got to reposition here. I think he might get caught. It's either even a trade doesn't help them. Even a trade doesn't really help them because the bomb's probably going to get planted. They're just going to go. I mean, yeah, they don't see anything for so long, and Priesta's still in that spot. Now they're watching the cross. There's the Octane shot we wanted to see.
It's crisp. It's clean. And another one drops. Accuracy, he's had a fair amount of clutches in his day. Nice shots right as he gets the bomb plant in, but there's one close on his left lurking. But he spots it. Now into a 1v1. Does Accuracy have another 1v3? Accuracy versus Gunless. He's just gonna crawl up.
We talked about stretching earlier, Maeve.
He's on it. You gotta be limber. You gotta be quick. Because he's on the bomb. And you're nowhere near it. The defuse is through. Accuracy with another monster clutch. Ice all throughout his veins. 5-2 RØKKR.
Unbelievable. He finds the pick on Pristini on the bomb. There's just no reach out here. Octane doesn't reach out. He doesn't challenge the gunfight. He wants him to run by it, and he just checks it. He checks the corner. Because why? Octane took down his teammate running through the middle, right? So he knew that he was in that area. He just checks it. He gets the kill. Gunless is so far away. That is surprising for me. Octane not taking that one-on-one.
Oh, I thought he was dead instantly. As soon as he shot the first play, I thought he was dead instantly.
Man.
Because if anything, I guess you're thinking if you're Octane, like, he knows my position. I just killed his teammate. Like, I got to chow this quick or he's going to shoot me. But, I mean, the sneak play almost paid off. But, yeah, that was
a little overthinking
a little odd. Yeah, maybe that's all it is, just a little overthinking. But now you're Surge. You've got to rip off 4 straight rounds. Otherwise, RØKKR pull off their first reverse sweep of the season. And there's the first bit of the dagger into the back. Attach takes out Pristini. Nice first blood out of RØKKR. Accuracy soars on through.
It's been that player lurking. This time it was Pristini. Last time it was Looney. Well, a couple of times it was Looney. Looney, though, still alive. But he's trying to get through the middle of the map. They catch him. It's down to Gunless.
Gunless can't do it in a 1v4. RØKKR reverse sweep. Guarantee themselves a spot in the winner's bracket at the second major. And since adding Standy, they've played 3 matches. How many have they won?
They've won 3. They are 3-0. Perfect. 2 Game 5 wins, a 3-0 over Optic. They are looking so darn good right now. If they get that hard point to a little bit of a better position, kind of what we thought at the beginning of the year, that they were going to be a very difficult team to beat. They are showing it throughout this stage too.
Yeah, a team that's going to be a threat in any series, especially to go the distance. Like, you just feel like they're always going to be going 4 or 5 maps, and that's what we've seen it over the last couple of series. Surge, you battled. You've improved so much. It's been awesome to see, because I think I've been pulling for them just with the year last year and Octane's frustrations. It's been really, really cool to see them get better, but just not simply good enough there. RØKKR, the reverse sweep is through. A great map there from Standy, the newcomer, the young guy, 9-5 with nearly 1,500 damage. It's a big victory for RØKKR. And so what else does that cement? That guarantees what a
Chicago
winner's bracket spot for Chicago. So what does that mean? Our top 3 is going to be Empire, Optic, RØKKR now. Just a chance maybe for their placements to move around?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I got to look at it all, dude. I was reading through the notes to go into this. I was like, my head's going to explode. I mean, if you're an Optic fan, I mean, I guess you can rest easy. You know they're going to be in the winner's bracket, but that kind of gamble of, Surge won what they could have battled for 1st or 6th in that final match. That's not going to be the case. Unbelievable. We need to get to our scuff play of the game, and I bet you it's going to be Accuracy's 1v3. Some questionable plays there maybe from Surge, but Accuracy, he's the one that steps up to the challenge.
Yeah, he is. I mean, Priestley gets caught here. I'm very surprised he stayed in this situation because Accuracy and Attach aren't seeing anything. But there it is, right? Octane is shooting in this spot. He takes down Attach. Now the 1v3 is open. The rotation is here. Octane kind of repositions from that cross. The bomb's planted, so it's not like the worst case. I wonder if he saw him there and a teammate calls him out. I wonder if a teammate said to check it in that spot, because sometimes that happens where you check something and see anything, but maybe your teammate saw it, he gets the comm,
he kind of looked at it for a second. He kind of looked at it for a second when he was first pushing through, which I thought he knew he was there the first time, but he tried to rip him off a bomb, which he did, and then I wasn't sure if he knew he was there, and then he checked it again, and maybe you're right. I mean, that happens all the time, just when you're playing with your friends, like, just your eyes are focused one way, or you don't see something your teammates do. Maybe that's exactly what happened, but unbelievable series. RØKKR, through gut and grit, they get it done, and accuracy the hero of that map 5. But we're going to have Lottie and Nameless break it down after this. We still got one more match to go, and matches tomorrow. The thrilling conclusion to Stage 2 continues on. We'll be right back.
Oh my goodness, IKON. That is one way to land yourselves in the Mo-effing winners bracket for Stage 2 Majors next week. End up taking map number 5. That was a crazy search and destroy. So many A pushes, so much craziness. That round where Octane just doesn't hear or see Lamar at all, whether it's on the mini-map or the gun shooting or his teammates calling out. I really wonder what happened there, but hey, I'm glad it did, because we ended up pulling away with it. Accuracy sticking the bomb there while Gunless is on the boat, pretty clueless. Wow, the finesse. I love to see it. Well, what's your takeaway from the search there?
First, every Minnesota offense, I couldn't believe that they weren't pushing the bottom side of the map. I just expected, with how well Standy's been playing, and I just feel like he's feeling himself. The last 2 maps, he was playing fantastic. I just figured, throw your SMGs in there and then just do the 2v2, try to win the trades. And if you do, you can get bombed down. But they kept pushing the top side of the map, and eventually it ended up panning out and working out for him. But that 1v3 was unacceptable. I mean, first of all, accuracy slides out of hotel. He's able to kill Priesta as he's trying to plant. He gets the bomb down, but those shots were wild just to begin with. There was only a pixel or two that he could actually see. So he gets that kill. And then if you're Octane, I don't know why you don't just turn around and just trade that out. There is no way that accuracy would have expected Octane to be there. So just get that trade. And if Seattle ends up winning that round, it's 4-3. Now all of a sudden, like, they're kind of right back in it. So just the fact that he didn't trade that, and I think Merc might have been onto something, because I don't think accuracy had any intentions of turning back around and looking towards back where Octane was. So somebody had to have seen it or called it out or told him to check it. He turns around, he gets the kill on Octane, and then you could almost see the ninja defuse developing as it was happening, because if you're gunless, both of your teammates just died towards the middle of the map over towards the left. So you just wouldn't expect somebody to just hit mid real quick and just hop on the bomb. But he did it. He's able to get the ninja defuse. I mean, that was the play. I think after that, the wind is just gone from their sails, and finished the last round, and the reverse sweep came through. It was wild.
That was absolutely crazy. I don't even know how to break this down, or I don't have words. I'm just so hyped. I'm so excited. We start Stage 2 down 0-2 in groups, 0-6 map count. We pick up Standy. Priesta changes to the flex AR role, and boom, here we are sitting pretty in winner's bracket, and it's not done there. We've secured top 3. That's great. We're in the winner's bracket, but it could even get sweeter here. If Chicago beat Dallas on Sunday, we will place first in the group. Fantastic. Let's go, Scump. Come on. Figure it out. Do it. Boom. Dallas is looking human. They're looking mortal. You could do it. I believe if Minnesota won, so we just won, Dallas wins, and then Paris wins, we'll get second. I don't know if we could get third.
It's either going to be first or second, because Paris already won.
Oh, they did. Oh, that's today. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
They don't. Does Paris play again? Sorry, I'm.
Nope.
Cool. Yeah, dude. We literally just need. I mean, yeah, we're fine. We're either going to place first or second. Hopefully, Optic can take it on Sunday. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. I'm just so excited. I'm looking ahead. I'm thinking about majors next week. I'm freaking out. What else can we take away from that search and destroy? Like, what do you think Standy brought or added a dimension to the guys' game, whether it was, that map, that series, or just in general the last 3 games here?
Yeah, I think biggest thing with Standy is I broke down like kind of the last 2 matches and the ones before that. And it really became apparent on like raid hardpoint where Minnesota would push into ring, they'd get control in P1. And then before you would just kind of see Minnesota settle in that area and just be happy with getting time. But with Standy, he's always pushing forward and he's always going beyond the 50-yard line. And as soon as he does that, he's able to get in those weird spots where you see the Abizis, you see the Shotsies, you see the Sims, right? They push forward, they're in corners, you don't expect them to be there. And that's the stuff that you see Standy bringing over and over again, whereas before, you didn't have that like true, really fast, high-pressure SMG. So by him pushing forward, he gets kills as the enemies are running off of spawn. You just don't expect them to be there. So I think it puts him in a situation where you want to see him. And then Priesta, it allows him to sit back with an AR with his gun skill and just get kills as the enemies are running at him as he's set up inside of hills and stuff. It just feels more natural this way than before.
Yeah, it absolutely does. He's definitely brought the pace to the team. He's really allowed us to compete even harder in those respawns. Look back at 2 maps versus Surge just now, very winnable for us there. So, hats off to Surge. I think they've improved a lot just since especially stage 1. They've looked a ton better stage 2. So props to them. This was no easy feat. I'm really, really proud of the guys on RØKKR here for, you come in and you're looking at the groups, right? And obviously it's any given Sunday. Every team is very competitive, yada, yada. But we lose to arguably the 2 teams we should have won against the most, especially if you look at, you had Surge, Optic, Dallas. Like, we were able to beat the 3 toughest teams in our group. I'd even argue that Group B is way harder than Group A. So, yeah,
For sure.
I mean, this feels like a major dub to come out 3-2, end up in winner's bracket after such a tough start to stage 2. Sky's the limit now for the team, and especially when you start to, like I said, I'm sorry, I know we're breaking down the match, and the interview is going to come up here in a second, but you look ahead to next week, and you're starting to see, okay, LAG just beat FaZe. Like, okay, maybe they took their foot off the gas a little bit, but oof, I mean, they're human, right? It's hey, all you need to do is get in winner's bracket and take your shot. So hopefully they can do that next week. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm very proud of the guys for how they performed today. It was really awesome to see under pressure. Our first reverse sweep of the season. They're going to take an interview with Attach here, so we'll drop you in, and then IKON and I will be back right after.
Hello everybody and welcome to your Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. I am joined by Attach from the Minnesota RØKKR. Wow, what an incredible game that was, my dude. I mean, a reverse sweep, the first one of the season for you guys. But I've got to ask you, Attach, I mean, you've only had a week to practice with Standy. You have now become an iconic team in the Call of Duty League, and you've really started to turn opinions around here. How does it feel to now be in the winner's bracket of this second major?
It feels amazing, and I'm just super proud of all my teammates, the coaching staff, and our organization for making this happen, getting Eli here quick, getting him living up in Dallas, and we've been working hard, practicing in our office studio room every single day to just try and improve, because we know we were so far behind. I mean, we made a roster change in the middle of the split, so we just had to come out frying, and we've been putting the work in, and it's just awesome to find some success, but we want to keep on improving.
Love it, man. I mean, hey, look, great decision from you guys because it is working, to say the least. I've got to talk to you about the reverse sweep, though, because it was really, really cool to watch that unfold. What kind of happened mid-series there? How did you guys swing it on its axis?
Okay, it was actually really funny because last night I was watching a show called Last Chance U on Netflix, and for some reason I just had this vision and this thought that we're going to go down 0-2 and then complete the reverse sweep. So after we lost the first 2 maps, which definitely could have went our way, I just told teammates, I literally told them that, I'm like, yo, I knew we were going to go down 0-2 and I knew we were going to come back. So this is when we were down 0-2 and then we made it happen. So I was super proud of my teammates for all stepping up and frying and just not giving up.
Wow, I mean, I feel like we have a couple of prophets here in the Call of Duty League, and you're clearly one of them, Attach. You kind of knew this was going to happen, and you made it happen. So, hey, look, well done. That was absolutely insane. One quick last question before I let you go, though. Obviously, Major around the corner. You've got the spot you want to be on. What are you guys going to do to improve and be the best possible team that Minnesota RØKKR can push forward at this second Major?
I think the biggest focuses are hardpoint and SND, of course. Our hardpoint is getting better and better as we keep on continuing to play as a team. But there's still little things that we're messing up, which cause us to lose some very close maps. And when you play SND together and you only get a couple reps in, it's going to be kind of uncomfortable. But now that we got those game tournament reps in, we're going to be feeling confident playing those maps again going into the Major.
Fantastic stuff. Well, I'll tell you what, Attach, it's very good to see you guys on the better side of a series with the dub under your belt. Congratulations and best of luck in the Major next week.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Well, there you have it, guys. We've heard from Attach himself after that incredible reverse sweep from the RØKKR boys. What can they produce at the next Major? That is the question. We'll keep up with their journey following on next week. But we have another game for you coming your way right now. We have NYSL.
Man, it feels so dang good. Our first time up in the winners bracket in 2021. And I mean, I was saying it a little bit before we saw Attach's interview, which was awesome there, by the way. But just, I mean, to come into stage 2, have a tough start. You know, you lose against 2 teams. If you're looking at the rest of the group, those are must-win games. And then you just turn the frick up. You get Standy on the roster. He turns up. He adds the pacing you need, and they're just the cohesive, team unit still working. Pre still looked really good today. So yeah, we're feeling pretty good going into next week. What did you kind of make of Attach's interview there? He kind of made a point just about their confidence and their mentality during the match, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing to take away from me is just the fact that even though they beat Dallas and they beat Optic and they have a chance at being the #1 seed in a group where out of the 6 teams, they were literally the 5th team to be placed into that bracket. So despite all of that and all of those successes, just the fact that he knows and the team knows that they still have work to do in hardpoint. They still have things to shore up in S&D. I'm sure they're going to go back, watch the VOD, see where some of the holes might have been on that Express S&D and even the first hardpoint. I feel like both of those maps easily could have been won. So just the fact that it feels good and they're where they want to be and they have a chance at that #1 seed, but there's still work to do and there's still a lot of places that they can improve on going into the second Major.
So based on the fact that Paris won today, we beat Surge, we are guaranteed top 2 at the group, right? And if Optic beats Dallas on Sunday, tomorrow night, final matchup, a stage 2 regular play here, ooh. That's going to be a barn burner. The seeding matters a lot for these majors, so that's going to be crazy. We're big Optic fans over here at RØKKR. Obviously, it's easy for me to say I was a part of Optic for 9 years, so I'm always rooting for Optic when they're not playing RØKKR, but I'm especially rooting hard for the Green Wall tomorrow. Let's do it. Let's get this first seed locked up. That'd be real nice. Feeling a good feeling, man. Sitting pretty. I don't think that's ever happened in RØKKR history. actually, Brett, I'm gonna wear my Optic gear tomorrow. I saw your message, Brett, saying, "Yo, go," or you didn't tell me, but you're like, it'd be funny if you went and put on Optics. I do have a bunch, but it's all put away in a box, so I'm gonna have to bust that out for tomorrow. I'm gonna have my RØKKR hat and my Optic jersey. I'm gonna be a big Optic fan tomorrow for the benefit of us. Hunter L in the chat says this was an absolute death group, and I couldn't agree more. I mean, no offense to the competitors over in Group A. I mean, you saw some dicey stuff yesterday with LAG taking out FaZe, so they're no pushover. But this was a tough group, and I couldn't be more impressed by the guys taking out the 3 top teams, in my opinion, in that group, and they did it. Like Attach said, they're not out of the woods. They obviously still have hardpoint work to do, and just they've got to keep on meshing together. But man, we're looking and feeling good for next week.
Yeah, I completely agree. Biggest thing for me moving forward is just figuring out, first or second seed. And then once you get into the Major, especially if you're the #1 seed, you get so many extra points in those majors just based off of which round you finish in. So, like, going back to the first major, when you're talking about standings after Major 1, Minnesota was in the 7th seed, LAG was in the 6th seed, and the only reason why LAG was ahead of Minnesota is just because they started in winner's bracket. And even though they didn't have that much success in the first major, just starting there affords you more points as the rounds go by. So that match tomorrow is super important. If you could start in winners round 2, really all you have to do is just get one win in winners round 2, and that puts you in the winners bracket finals. And then once you're there, even if you lose, I mean, who knows what happens, but even if you lose, you're already getting so many points just based off of where you're finishing in the major. So all of a sudden, even after those first 2 matches, things are looking up, and who knows where Minnesota could be, especially with LA Thieves. LA Thieves was in 4th place. Now they're 1-3 in this group. Minnesota has 3 wins, so they're catching up just in CDL points alone, just from their matches. Let's see what happens after the end of this second major. So all of a sudden, you come out, you lose to Florida, you lose to Paris. It seems like, oh boy, what's happening here? It's not looking great. Make a roster change. You get 3 wins. You could potentially have the number 1 seed. I mean, things are looking great moving forward. We'll see what happens.
They absolutely are. For those of you watching on YouTube here, the light behind me, I did have it purple. It's gone yellow, but now I think I'm going to put it to green. Come on, green wall, lock it in for us. Let's get that number 1 seed for the majors. That would be sick. Regardless, I'm ecstatic whether we get 1st seed, 2nd seed, just feeling really confident in the guys' ability and the coach's ability too, to let's bring this thing together and see if we could bring one home. How sick would it be? And you're absolutely right. We're gaining in points now, which feels really good because looking at the RØKKR logo next to the number 9 of 12 teams, I'm like, that no, not with the people that we have on this roster. We know that the ceiling is not here at 9th place, so let's do better. And it was just great to see that turnaround. Honestly, if I'm being honest here, didn't expect it to be so immediate. Standy came in, had an immediate impact on pacing, and it's just props to all the players. It's a tough decision to have to change a role, to bench a player. Major Maniac's a great player. He wasn't even playing poorly, just position-wise, it wasn't working. So you get a guy like Standy in to play a bit of a different position, and wow, what a difference it's made. So I couldn't be more excited, guys. So we weren't able to co-stream the majors last time, but good news, we actually will be co-streaming the major matches or the RØKKR major matches on this channel next week. So we'll be seeing you. I'm not sure when we play yet, but definitely keep an eye on the rest of the matches so we could get some seeding indications. And yeah, as always, give a subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, and say hi to my cat. Say bye. All right. Anyways, guys, we'll catch you guys next week for more co-streams. IKON, thanks so much for coming on for me with me, and it's always a good time. We'll catch you guys next time.